And he still has better numbers.
Things got beat again yesterday.
Yeah, of course. I don't want to say anything, though.
That's going to be an off-the-board bet,
No, it's not off the board.
He's
Christian
played
Fulton
one
has
game.
better. He has more interceptions, more sacks, more fumbles right now than Diggs does. He's played more games. Enough said. Does Jalen Ramsey show up in an elaborate way in training camp? I mean, you can pull that one off the board because COVID-19, but you're right on that one. I said he would.
By the way, when we made the bet, it was COVID-19.
I mean, I don't know about that.
I mean,
hey,
gosh,
check this one out.
excuses for days.
Hey, check out these gems. Better overall year. Noah Fant, I had. You had Tyler Eifert. Now,
Why
that's
did I
a
do
good
that?
start. I don't know.
Well,
AFC
Fant didn't do
champion.
anything yesterday.
Yeah. He had four catches. Did you see that game? They're playing this blizzard, man.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about it.
I just saw your fantasy line. You didn't do much.
Yeah. Kansas City Chiefs, AFC Championship. I said no. Oh, I'm sorry. I said yes. You said no. We'll see with that one. This is the last one. And this one, Brent, I love you, man. And I feel for you on this one.
You should feel for me on the Jags-Patriots
Jaguars
one.
defense is going to be 16th in the NFL or better.
Did I say no?
Brent Martineau said absolutely, and I said no. Because
that's a bad
and I wrote down because your logic, it couldn't be worse than last year.
And it is.
It is.
And it was.
Yeah.
Again, yesterday. We are so numb to the Jags that yesterday, when they're getting 3 and out on a couple of occasions, you're like, they feel like they're playing pretty good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's 21-16. You're like, feel like they're playing okay. Like Herbert's not lighting them up at that time. He was actually struggling a little bit. I thought, I don't know about struggling, but I just thought he was off. And then he really turned it on. But you look up at the end of the day, man, they give up 39 points. Now, one on a short field, but they also missed a field goal, an extra point. Should have been 43 points probably.
Yeah.
It's just they can't get it done on defense. They're so undermanned. But I actually thought, I look at them playing defense, especially for that second and quarter and maybe even some of the first. I thought they were flying around. They've got guys making plays. Like Quincy Williams makes a heck of a play on the 3rd and short leading up to the block punt. I thought Brandon Watson showed up at times, did a decent job against Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you look up and bam, 70-yard play, and Herbert's running for 66 yards, which has always been a state. This is really I wonder if it's the scheme or just the Jags defense overall, but they have a hard time against quarterbacks that can run a little bit. Like Kyler Murray would run for 180 against the Jags.
Yeah.
I mean, they just can't stop the scrambling QB.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, with those quarterbacks coming up too right now with Aaron, for instance, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to be discounting, double-checking all over the field, right? And I think we finally saw what happens when the Jaguars are against a primetime number 1 receiver. Right? Because let's think about the past games a couple bit. A.J. Brown was out for the Titans. And and Parker, in his own right, he's an okay, but Keenan Allen is on a different level.
He's legit.
What happens when Devonta Adams, shows up?
Yeah.
What happens when Allen Robinson shows up? Adam Thielen.
I think Robinson might be a little bit different. We'll see. Here's the thing about Keenan Allen. He's such a veteran. See, I'm not so down on C.J. Henderson. To me, I told you this about C.J. Henderson. This is what I thought would happen, is that he'll have his ups and downs. He's going to take his lumps. Well, that was a step up. And he took some lumps. I mean, he got beat on a lot of plays. Not everyone was against him, but I thought he had good coverage on a play or two, and they still caught it. Keenan Allen's a savvy guy.
Sure.
He's a good receiver, and I just think that's a little bit of a guy who can still play, but that veteran experience against a rookie corner. And I think that happens. Now, listen, in fairness, it didn't happen much against Jalen Ramsey, right? So, but I did believe that Henderson would take some of his lumps. And quite honestly, he played his best game in the first game of the year against T.Y. Hilton. And since then, he's been hurt. He's been out. He's been just okay play. Yeah. And he really hasn't done much to impress you, if we're being honest. To be honest with you, most of his impressive stuff is tackling. Everybody said he's a bad tackler. He's still tackling pretty well.
And listen, as someone who's had T.Y. Hilton on his fantasy team before T.Y. Hilton got his butt cut, how good is T.Y. Hilton this year?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, in hindsight.
Yeah.
So, C.J. Henderson not getting – I'll tell you, though, the defense-wise, I thought Joe Schobert, as good as he played last week, was a mess yesterday.
It's bad.
Did it look like that for you, a defensive guy? I mean, he looked out of control, one-on-one tackles, couldn't make them, not breaking down. He almost looked like Quincy Williams looked last year.
And listen, I mean, and I kind of broke this down a little bit on my 3 observations video after the game here. But let's be honest, Schobert gave up 2 touchdowns. And he also had a couple missed tackles. Yeah. So it was not a good showing for Joe Schobert. And you know how I feel about my Wisconsin dudes. Yeah. Got to take care of my Wisconsin dudes and my Murray State dudes. But with that being said, you got to call it like you see him, and Joe Schobert was a liability yesterday a little bit. And let's be honest, for as much money as he's making, and obviously when they gave him that free agent contract, like he was brought into this team to be a leader. And unfortunately, he had a bad game yesterday.
Yeah, and then on the offensive end, we're going to talk about some of these young guys because I think it is worth. Listen, last week there was nothing positive. You couldn't find anything. This week, I do think we saw some young guys play, from Daniel Thomas to James Robinson to, I think, Devon Hamilton. I just saw, like, Pro Football Focus graded him out really well for whatever that's worth. But I noticed number 52 yesterday. I thought he was around the ball. I think the Watson free safety, pretty good, overall, I thought he did a pretty good job. I mean, they're on their third free safety.
Yeah.
So I think some of the young guys played well. What's interesting is you have one guy on the other side of the field in Keenan Allen with a young quarterback, and he's targeted 14 times, and he catches 10 balls for 125. Meanwhile, the Jags' number one guy, Pro Bowl guy, targeted 7 times with 1 catch. That's DJ Chark. I mean, really, if you want to start looking around at things, and again, I'm watching the development. The wins are useless now. I mean, whatever. They might squeak one out. They might not. But you want development, and you saw that from some young guys. Well, now DJ Chark's taking a step back. Is that all on Minshew? Is it on him a little bit? Thought he should have had the first ball, even though it was tipped. Maybe even should have had a sliding one that a lot of players do make, even though it was a low throw by Minshew. He should have had one last week. DJ looks like he's in a little bit of a funk. His body language says he's a little upset and disconnected with Minshew. But the bottom line is, if the other teams are going to their number one guy, or at least one of their guys, 14 times, why aren't the Jags going to their guy 14 times and going to let him make plays? Look at last night in the Seattle game, Lockett. I think he had, I know he's not technically the number one because Metcalf is also playing well, but Lockett's a good player.
Well, and especially out of the slot. I mean, he was the matchup that everyone was talking about, out of the slot.
So they went to him a ton. DeAndre Hopkins, how many times does he have targets, right?
Yeah.
Usually 10, 12, 14. Yeah. Allen Robinson, what kind of targets does he have? 10, 12, 14. The Jags aren't even targeting DJ Chark that much. Yeah. Like, you have to go to him. Is that on Minshew? Is it on Gruden? Is it on Chark? I don't know. But to me, one of my takeaways of that game was you're looking at a young QB that has a good receiver, and he's going to him. Then you have another young QB in Minshew who has a Pro Bowl receiver, and it can't get it to him.
Yeah.
And it can't find it. And that's even with a running game that's working pretty well. So just another thing to fix for the Jags, but I'd get DJ Chark the damn ball.
Well, no, absolutely. And it was very telling. Listen, it was telling at the end of that game. I think the last 2 drives, they did try to get DJ Chark the ball. And both times, Gardner Minshew either overthrew him, under whatever the result may be.
Yeah, off the sidelines.
It wasn't even close, right? And you saw the body language from DJ Chark after those balls were thrown. And it wasn't good. So I think there's some frustration from DJ Chark. And let's be honest, like, the wide receiver position, it is a prima donna position, but, like, you're at the mercy of how the quarterback can get you the ball. Right? Like, I think sometimes you saw Allen Robinson was a little frustrated with Blake Bortles because some of the times he was open and Bortles maybe underthrew him. He had to do the jump ball, that whole thing. Like, the wide receiver position, it's predicated on how good and how fast that quarterback can get you the ball. Keep in mind, the target share was not for DJ Chark yesterday, and I disagree with that. They should have targeted him even more. But when he was getting targeted, those balls weren't even close, Brent.
Yeah. Again, it's not. Some of the yesterday I didn't think was as much on Minshew and the misses and wide open receivers. Now, I didn't see the all 22, so maybe it was stuff out there. I thought it was a lot of pressure. I mean, every time he turned around, it seemed like somebody was there, and that's a good front. And the Jags' offensive line the last couple of weeks feels like it's reeling a little bit in pass protection. They only threw it 27 times, but they sacked 5 times. They got hit, I think, 9 times. That's a lot. Now, you start seeing things, you speed up, and that's not all on Minshew, in my opinion. But I'll also say, I do say this, and Chark probably has reason to gripe, and he has the last couple of weeks a little bit. And you throw that on to Keelan Cole's body language a couple of weeks back, and you get – that's what we've been talking about. There's just not a good mesh and trust and connection right now with quarterback wide receivers. But I do think if you go back to that play down the middle of the field last week, he should have caught that ball. I mean, you got to catch that ball if you're DJ Chark. I thought there were 2 plays this week that, yes, they were off target on a bunch of targets, but he's got to catch the football on a couple of these plays because that's who you are. You're being asked to do that. And so as much as he's frustrated, I I'd feel a little bit better about DJ being frustrated if he'd make a couple more plays when given the opportunity as well. I don't know if that's fair or unfair, but that's what my eyes tell me.
No, I hear what you're saying. I just think right now this is a combination of pressure on Minshew to succeed. And it's a combination, obviously, of these receivers maybe being a little frustrated. And it's a combination of, and it's kind of a catch-22 because I praise, like, you have so many weapons, it's a good thing. Well, is it really a good thing right now? Because, like, DJ Chark's not getting the ball. Keelan Cole's supposed to be the one receiver, like Gardner Minshew was saying. What did Keelan Cole do yesterday?
Nothing. 2 targets, 1 catch.
Yeah. Laviska Shenault's not getting his stuff like I'd like to see. It's just there's a lot of players that are supposed to get the lion's share of the ball here, and unfortunately, no one's getting it.
All right, it's a bye week. Will the Jags make a move at the top? Shad Khan has that decision to make. I kind of feel like if it's not made by now, I guess you could give it to tomorrow. But if it's not made by now, it's probably not happening. There are no rumblings about it. I don't think it's happening. But the Jaguars can't fix one thing in particular. They have tried a lot of different things. But why can't they fix this one element of a football game? And Doug Marrone decides to go for it on 4th and 2 near midfield. It's a critical play. I know you talked about it in your takeaways. We'll talk about it a little bit later because I think I disagree with you. We'll have that. Plus, it's a miserable Monday. Your thoughts. Complain about anything you want. We can't be miserable alone here on ESPN 690. Stuart Weber along for the ride, pushing all the buttons. If things go wrong, it's his fault.
Yep.
But we'll blame Kuz anyway because that's kind of part of the show. We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A warm Monday under partly sunny skies today, just a brief isolated shower, but largely dry. Highs in the low to mid 80s and only dropping to near 69 tonight. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 at Fox 30. Action News Jacks from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Beard's Diamonds 40th anniversary sale. Save up to 40% off store-wide till November 30th.
Boss, bad news. You know those ding-dong porch video cameras?
You mean the ones we love to hack?
Yeah. Well, now Safe Touch has...
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our best wellness program, and welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
In the 4 decades that Beards has been in business, never have they had a sale with discounts this big.
Believe it. Because Beard's Diamonds will never be beat on price.
Save up to 40% on everything store-wide.
Shop the largest inventory in North Florida.
All GIA certified loose diamonds, engagement rings, pendants, all designer settings, on sale up to 40% off.
Now through November 30th at the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
There's a new modern patient-centered orthopedic practice in Jacksonville.
We believe that the patient pays money for a doctor and should be seen by a doctor.
Ortho Edge.
They're getting the most technologically available medicine there is.
Ortho Edge.
You're going to get a much better experience with your physician. We all see our patients.
Get the answers right away and more focused care on patients.
Find out more about us at orthoedge.com.
Ortho Edge. We're in the DePaul building attached to St. Vincent's Medical Center, Riverside.
Back to school also means back to Friday Night Football. Get to the game in style in a new Honda from Honda of the Avenues. Their incredible summer clearance event is going on now to make room for the new 2021 models. Find great deals and haul the whole team in a new Odyssey, Pilot, or CRV. Plus, Hondas are safe and reliable, just what you and your team need. Don't miss kickoff. Stop by the Honda Giant on Phillips Highway just a few yards south of the Avenues to see all their inventory, or start looking right now at HondaoftheAvenues.com.
Join ESPN 690 in Shopping the 904. When you help businesses here on the First Coast, you're really helping all of us. And it keeps our local economy going. That means jobs. 2020 has been a really tough year, especially for locally owned businesses. And you can make a difference when you shop local. So if you live in St. John's, Duval, Baker, Clay, Nassau, or other surrounding counties, shop local. Shop the 904.
Shop the 904.
If you're usually listening to ESPN 690 in your car, but your boss has you working from home this week, well, take us with you. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from ESPN 690 and Action Sports Jax. Tell Amazon Echo or Google Home, play ESPN 690, and enjoy all that sweet listening coverage.
Brett Martineau.
Some NBA play-by-play here this week as well, right here on ESPN 690.
Austin Lane.
You all right?
Yeah, I know. You looked over like, are you going to make it?
Yeah, man. I'm making sure we're all good here.
Hey, listen, I get choked up about the new lineup.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Yeah, we were frustrated. We had like 4 3-and-outs. I mean, that was, about as bad as you can start. But one thing I was proud of is how, we didn't, fold or send it in right there. We just gotta keep working to put a complete game together.
Yeah, keep working. That's what Gardner Minshew says. That's what they'll try to do. It is absolutely astonishing how slow their starts are to games. Like, I get tired of that. Like, we've covered teams so many times. It's like at least twice during the season, a coach in the narrative of that week or offensive coordinator, QBs will be, we got to start faster. We're going to start faster. Yeah. I mean, we're on week 7. The Jaguars haven't scored a opening drive touchdown. What did they say? It was like 18 weeks or something like that, maybe even longer. I forget the number. But it's been forever. Even when they scored in the first couple of games, they still don't score early. They get behind. Their defense was a bit of a problem with that. But now they've had the ball, I think, 4 straight weeks, and they've done absolutely nothing with it to start the game.
Wasn't it so much more intriguing and so much more fun when you could just blame the coin toss? Like, well, if they had the ball first, things would be different, right? You remember those days, Brent? Yes. You remember those good old glory days, those week 2, those week 3 type of days where we could go, well, they're kicking off again. Dang, they should have had the ball first. Things would be different. And now here we are, 26th of October, and we've lost that excuse.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody scripts plays, right?
Correct.
They script, 15 plays, whatever it might be?
I mean, essentially it's for the opening drive, and usually if the opening drive goes really well, maybe you have a couple extra plays on the back burner for the second drive, but it's usually the opening drive.
Okay, so the Jaguar script sucks because, I mean, seriously, like, is it the script? Are they just not getting it done? Is there that much bad mojo? Like, the script works. The script works at college. It works in NFL. Like, we see it all the time. I'm not saying it results in a touchdown every time, but, like, it usually works. Like, I think this might be 4 straight weeks of 3 and outs. 4 and outs. With the Jags, it could be 4 and out. They go for it so much. But I don't understand, man. I mean, how could I'm sure it's a combination of everything because when everything's bad, it is a combination of everything.
Yeah.
But that's easy. Like, can we change the script, Jay Gruden? I mean, can we do something else? They tried 2 runs last week to start, got in 3rd and whatever, and they completed the short pass short of the sticks punt. This time around, they get to 3rd and short. They have a pass deflected, and DJ Chark doesn't catch the ball. Like, I have a hard time blaming Gruden for that. It was a first down. Throw the ball through a passing lane, catch the ball if it's in your hands. I mean, that's on the players to me. So, again, I'm not sitting here telling you they would score if not, but a lot of at least go kick a field goal, at least go get something positive. Start the game. It's so deflating all 7 weeks of the season for the Jags because they give up. If they kick it off, they give up the touchdown usually right away. If they have the ball, they do nothing with it.
Yeah.
And their offense was the strong point of this team. Well, still is because there is no strong point. But they're supposed to set the table, they went 20 minutes. No, they went 20 minutes, 4 possessions, 4 straight 3-and-outs. They got a first down with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. At that time, they had 14 total yards, and the Chargers had 13 first downs.
Yeah.
14 total yards. What is this? Oklahoma against Southeast Louisiana?
Oh, you're giving Oklahoma way too much credit.
I mean, come on. I mean,
that
is almost impossible to happen. But now, this is my problem, and this is where coaching, you have no defense of it for Doug Marrone and company because this has been every game. Like, every game, the Jags have started like this. This is an epidemic for the Jags. I mean, they cannot do it. And then you can go tuck in the back end where they can't finish a game because their final 10 minutes of the game was not good either. So if you start bad and finish bad, you have no chance to win. Second and third quarter was highly entertaining. It was actually pretty good play at times. But there's 4 quarters, and they're 20 minutes early and 10 minutes late were gross.
So in terms of scripted plays, listen, whether the Jaguars got the ball first or second, so let's say they got the ball second, and let's say that the Chargers, they go down and score a touchdown. Okay. So they're down 7-0. Like, those scripted plays don't change at all, right? And the thing with scripted plays is essentially what you're doing with scripted plays is you're watching the defense on film, right? And you're saying, okay, they can be beat here, they can be beat here, they can be beat here. Like, you're literally game planning around what you've seen on film and what the tendencies are. So the way that this team right now is approaching the game plan, because keep in mind, it's one thing if you have like the Jets offense, right? Well, their scripted plays, I don't think it really matters. They're just not that good. They don't have the personnel. Now, keep in mind, they had a good game against the Bills, but early on. But like, you don't have the personnel to be successful no matter what you script. We've seen the Jaguars have success on offense. We know they have the pieces. We know they have a quarterback that can get the job done, and they have a good running game. So the tools are there for the scripted plays. My issue is that when you do scripted plays, it doesn't pan out how you want it to. Now, once again, yes, DJ Chark dropped the ball. But even after that, even after they punted, well, it was more 3-and-out after that as well. So that's where I have to raise a red flag a little bit because it's one thing for game flow. It's one thing when it's the second half and it's not really scripted anymore. You just kind of go with what the defense gives you. So be it. You adjust on the fly. Every coach has to do that. What bothers me right now is the preparation and is the game planning where when you come out right away, whether you're on offense or defense, offense this time, and you guys struggle. That's not acceptable.
Yeah, and listen, if you've known me for over the years, my last resort is to say it's on the coaching. But it's starting to add up. If you look at the regression, and if you look at the same problem all the time in the first 20 minutes of the game, 10 minutes of the game, 15 minutes of the game, I mean, there's nowhere else to point. Yeah, the players still make plays. I'm a big believer in that. The players have zero confidence right now, zero swagger, zero feel good. They're not getting the plays done when they should, even when they're there. And I think that also, by the way, is giving the offensive play caller a difficult task because he don't know what the heck to call because right now things just aren't working. So I get how it snowballs. We've seen it enough how it snowballs. But, man, I just feel like these guys are professionals. They got to somehow pick themselves off the mat. Where's the resiliency early and just go – they got to make like the first 15 minutes of their next football game be like the Super Bowl. Like they have got to put so much emphasis almost to the point where I don't care what happens the rest of the way. We are winning the damn first quarter. Like I don't know how you can do it 7 times in a row this poorly. And that might have been the most poor execution of the first part of a game. It was amazing they had a chance in the game after that first. I swear, I thought, I'm at least we can come in here and today. I'm almost thankful. I'm really thankful to James Robinson because, in my opinion, he changed the game around, and we'll get to that in a bit.
Sure.
But, I mean, what this day was going to be like talking about the Jags after the first 20 minutes, like I would not have been if that game had continued to go like that and ended up like 45-3, I would have almost been surprised if Marrone wasn't fired today.
Yeah.
I would have. But I think they picked themselves up the mat a little bit. Robinson sparked them. They made it a game. And to be honest with you, the way we're at here in Jacksonville is like that didn't feel as bad as some of the other ones by the end of it. Did it for you? I mean, didn't it kind of change?
No. I mean, listen, and this is what I don't understand. Like,
Come on, admit it. It's okay.
I'm not going to admit it.
Moral victory.
Moral is no,
they
absolutely not.
They scored 29.
No,
they made it a game. They had a lead.
Check this out. Well, we're not doing. I'm not into moral victory Monday. Sorry, man. Because when you give up 39 points and once again a rookie quarterback, I can't give you a moral victory Monday. And here's the thing, like, and I've seen it everywhere. I was like, well, you know what? That was entertaining. I'm glad it was entertaining. They still got beat. Like, you still lost the game, and you lost the game by 10 points. Let's think about this. Like, I'm not sure how the whole thing of handicapping works in Vegas, but those people are a lot smarter than I am, right? So those people in Vegas who get paid to make lines on football games, what was the line at? 7.5?
7.5.
So even the experts were saying, you know what? The Jaguars, let's give them 7.5. They're probably going to beat more than a touchdown, but it'll be a close game. Who knows? Maybe Minshew can pull something out of his you-know-what, and maybe the Jaguars win. Like, that's what they're thinking right now. The Jaguars got beat by 10. So whose expectations did they really exceed here? Like, whose expectation? Like, are we so low right now? Is that where you're at right now?
Yeah.
When you lose by 10 and the Chargers probably could have scored more at the end, you're okay with it?
Well, I'm not okay with it, but I'm gonna lie to you. If I'm saying, oh, no, I can't have that. They've got to win. No, I don't expect it. I expect them to get blown out after the first 20 minutes of the game. Then I saw James Robinson. Then I saw some young guys make a play. I saw a little fight in the team. I saw them take the lead. And then I saw them, lose the game. But, I mean, after the last few weeks, man, I actually did think that was entertaining. I did think there were some positives. Last week we came in here, we said, man, even the young guys aren't playing well. We can't even point to a young guy playing well. I can do that today. So, yes, I'm sorry it's gotten to this point. But I've been covering this damn team for 12 years, and I've seen plenty of this before, and for yesterday,
cool.
That was okay.
So, I mean, are we just the most hypocritical fan base in the entire country then? When the Jaguars play the Bengals, lose by 8, and everyone's ready to say this team is horrible, shoot this team into the sun, and all of a sudden you lose by 10 to the Chargers, who, by the way, aren't that much better than the Bengals, and it's like, well, you know what? It's all good. Yeah, we'll put up 25 against the Bengals. That was bad. We put up 29 against the Chargers. Yeah, we're back. It feels good.
Well, because they were 1-2 at the time, and so if you go to Cincinnati and win, you still can feel good about yourself. They're 1-5 coming into this game, losing 5 in a row, and now the season's over. Like we said last week after watching it, the season was over. So, yeah, my expectations have changed.
You do understand the Chargers have won one game before that, right?
I get it, man. But
get that?
I also know that they lost to the winless Dolphins, the winless Bengals, the winless Texans, and now they just gave Herbert their first win. I mean, they're awful.
Let's throw a parade. You guys only got lost by 10. Let's get happy about it.
Well, I'm not happy about it. There's a difference being happy about it than being like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to come in here and talk about it. Like, I'm actually excited that we have a fourth down play that we can talk about because it helped change the game. Like, we can do that later. Last week we came in here, we said we couldn't even break down the game. There was no sense in breaking down the game. That's what Mondays are supposed to be for in the NFL.
Well, do you want to break down that fourth down play real quick? Because I thought it was okay. Because that was horrible.
Yeah, well, I didn't think it was horrible.
Okay, we'll get into that.
But I also thought the game was entertaining, and you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, listen. If you want entertainment,
I apologize. But I'm just being honest.
Go to Disney World. Like, what do you mean entertainment? Like, cool. Like, James Robinson had a good day. That's great. They still got beat by 10. They still got beat by the Los Angeles Chargers. Let's not give the Los Angeles Chargers a lot of credit. And by the way, Chargers fans out there, a tip of the hat to you guys. Chef's kiss to you guys. Some of the nicest fans I'm ever going to see in terms of my mentions and in my comments for my video. You know, remember I posted that video about the Bengals, my observations, and all the Bengals fans were like,
oh, yeah, they didn't like you.
Dude, Chargers were great. Hey, guys, we've been there. You guys will get better. You guys fought really hard. This is a great video. Like,
that's very nice.
Nothing but, because you know why? Because they won. I guess,
Well, so did Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They won, and they live in L.A.
Yeah.
They're just a little different out there in Cali.
I guess so.
They
have a lot more stuff going on, I
guess. Listen, I'm not saying this is the acceptable standard, but when I watched the last few weeks, and when you watch NFL games, you watch like last night, Seattle, Arizona. Yeah. You watch Cleveland, Cincinnati, who aren't like Seattle-level teams, but they still put on quite a show and a performance, and we've seen it with Cincinnati a couple of times. On that Thursday night game, they did the same thing. So it's like there are baby steps here. And for this team, the way they've played the last few weeks, for them to be involved in like a real game where they're a 35-point score in the third quarter, which had entertainment value, which basically had more entertainment value than the Chiefs game and the Patriots game in that afternoon window, like that would have been the game I'd watch. I'm sorry, but I'm going to take the small victory. My eyes at least enjoyed watching a little bit of it. It's not acceptable, but that's just the way it is, folks.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, they lost by 10 points, but it's all good, I guess. I don't know.
Well, and that's
I don't
really...
know what you want me to tell you, man.
No, I don't want you to tell me anything.
I disagree.
That's good. You should.
Yeah.
It's a shame we're here. And by the way, there's a lot of people that probably would agree with me in the sense that, hey, it was entertaining, and you know what? I want them to lose.
Do you, no, absolutely. And that's a whole other thing right there. But, like, do you think, like, when this season's done, right? When the season's done, and let's say the Jaguars are... I'll be generous. Let's say they're 3-13.
Oh, my gosh. We hope not.
Okay. Well, let's say they're 3-13 at the end of the year. Do you think we're going to go back in time and be like, well, yeah, they're 3-13, but remember that Chargers game? It was actually entertaining? Yeah, well, so it's like 3-12 and an entertaining game for that one. They're not 3-13. They're 3-12 and an entertaining game for one. Like, nobody talks like that.
No, I understand that.
In this world.
I understand that.
So what are we talking about,
But
Brett?
there's more than just entertainment. I told you James Robinson looked good. I thought Quincy Williams looked good. I thought Daniel Thomas looked good. I thought some of these guys looked good. We did not have that last week, man. We couldn't even come in here and talk about that last week.
Most important thing of football, and don't let him tell you differently. Don't let Brett Martineau tell you differently, especially wins and losses. And was it a close game? You lost by 10, so the numbers say you weren't. That's what that's not called analytics. That's called a score. You lost by 10.
You know they W-L and T, wins, losses, ties.
Sure.
We have W-L and E, wins, losses, entertaining.
Games.
Put a check mark in the entertaining mark. Nice job, Jags.
Yeah.
We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin, land of action sports, Jax on ESPN 690. If you didn't catch today's episode, I'm not mad at you, not even disappointed, but check out what you missed.
I got lambasted on social media for a small, mild bit of criticism of Gardner Minshew.
Careful now, because you've been in that guy's house, so be careful.
I get crushed when I say too many positive things, moral victories, and I criticize the QB a little bit because that's what I saw.
Check out our podcast on all platforms. Just search ESPN 690. Subscribe to our podcast. Thanks.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
Happy Monday. I'm Jake Mitchell. The Jags dropped another heartbreaker yesterday, losing their 6th in a row, this time to the Los Angeles Chargers, 39-29. Rookie James Robinson continues to be impressive, and there were moments that the team almost had the win. Coach Marrone talks about flashing, but not finishing.
We start the game. I think we have 4 3-and-outs. It's not my philosophy to go for 2 that early in the game, but I felt like the flow of the game, the way it was going, I wanted to make sure I did that. I'm trying to give this team a spark. I'm trying to get them going when we have a little bit of momentum, and I think those are critical times that you have to be, right on it and focused, and you have to execute. And at the end of the day, you can go ahead and say, player, coach, that's on all of us, and it starts with me.
In the World Series, the LA Dodgers took a 1-game lead, and Game 6 is on Tuesday. If you're working from home and want to listen to ESPN, tell your smart speaker to play ESPN 690.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Oh, hey, boss.
Hey, what you doing there, sunshine?
Well, look at this. I took that plug-and-play alarm system from that house we broke into last night.
Okay, what'd you do that for? Those things are worthless.
Yeah, pretty much. Simple to install, simple for us to bypass.
Simply simple.
Yeah. Too bad Safe Touch isn't that simple.
Tell me about it. That would make my life less stressful. No two-way communicator, no 45-second or less response time.
Yeah, no video monitoring, no Safe Touch app.
Jeez, every time I turn around, Safe Touch is up in their game. Ooh, that Lester Jackson. Look at this thing. Why can't everything in life be this simple?
Well, if that were the case, we wouldn't have our Crooks or Us motto. Stay away from Safe Touch houses. Yep.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
The First Coast is booming. With interest rates at historic lows, there has never been a better time to call Brandon Ponsel and his network of local experts at Jack's Coastal Homes. You can visit them at jackscoastalhomes.com or call them today at 904-206-9480 and mention ESPN690 to receive up to $2,500 towards your closing cost. Need to sell? Powered by the unparalleled technology of EXP, Brandon will guarantee the sale of your home in under 60 days, or he'll sell it for free. The First Coast market is on the move. Are you?
It's a calling that's kept us free. It's a place to belong. What's the calling? Being a member of the Air Force Reserve. It's doing a job that makes a difference, serving your community and your country. It's part-time service where the impact is full-time. What's your calling? Air Force Reserve. To find out about local job opportunities with the Air Force Reserve at MacDill Air Force Base or Eglin Air Force Base, call 800-257-1212 or go to afreserve.com. This message is sponsored by the Air Force Reserve, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
The current coronavirus outbreak has caused difficulties for many of our area's small businesses. From losing customers to falling behind in payments, business owners need help. At SCORE, our highly trained counselors are here to help. In Jacksonville, SCORE provides services to almost 6,000 individuals annually. We are currently mentoring virtually and identifying possible financial assistance through the SBA and other resources. Visit jacksonville.score.org for links with more information.
Nurses take extraordinary care of us during what is often the most difficult and trying times in one's life. We often take for granted the service and sacrifice of these first responders. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. If you are a nurse and currently face investigation or complaint under the Florida Nurse Practice Act, you are not alone. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000 for a consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
ESPN690 wants you to shop the 904. And by doing that, you keep most of the money and jobs right here on the First Coast. Plus, local businesses give our community its uniqueness and character that makes living on the First Coast so great.
Shop the 904.
Military veterans, now is the time to purchase your new home. Home Steps is a nonprofit organization that helps veterans achieve home ownership. Take advantage of the many benefits that's available just for you. Call Latasha Looper today at 904-574-7180.
Hey everybody, this is Brent Marrone from Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Hope you catch the show Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. But if you can't catch it, or if you want to go back and listen again, check out the Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 podcast. Just search ESPN 690 in your podcast app.
It's definitely not nothing that we want to do, but I didn't even know. Man, it was a shock to me. I looked and said, damn, they got, that many points. So, we just got to continue to keep playing defense and continue to get 3 and outs. And, the results is the results.
That is Josh Allen played, had a pass deflection in there and not too much else. I really do see. Do you see the effort on defense? Because I do. I know Marrone's talking about that. I feel like they are kind of flying around. Sometimes I felt like Joe Schobert was going too fast. But I don't know. I felt like the effort is there, man. I kind of get what he's saying. Yeah. Although it's odd, right? They live in such a different world is what I always say. Yeah. It's like that scoreboard is huge there at SoFi Stadium. It's like Josh never really looked up and saw the score. Yeah. He was instead just going to play and in his tunnel vision and had the blinders on, and he looked up in 39 points. So they obviously didn't play well at all on defense. Mm-hmm. But I didn't necessarily, in the game flow, I kind of understood what he was saying, especially about 5 minutes into the third quarter when it's 21-16. Thought they were actually doing a respectable job.
No, with the personnel that they had, I thought they held their own for at least the first half of the game. Yeah, right. Yeah. And then obviously things changed on that 4th and 2 call, which I'm just chomping at the bit. I'm just marinating. Can't wait to get into that because I think we disagree on that as well. Like we disagree on a lot of stuff on the show today, it seems like. So it's all good though, man. We need a little every once in a while, just kind of a discrepancy. So it's good. By the way, we've got Brett E chiming in. Number 1, Brett E called you delusional. And number 2, Brett E asks in a second comment, does Brent still think that Kyler Murray sucks? Listen, man, everyone's on board with this. Like this is becoming a branding thing with you.
Yeah. Or you.
At least I'm on the right side of history right now.
He played very well last night.
You gonna give him his props?
He played very well.
Gonna give him his props?
I might allow you to have two check marks.
Oh, man.
Maybe.
Tune in Tuesday. Tune in Tuesday. Check those local listings. Gather the family around. We got a 2 check mark day coming tomorrow, everybody.
Let's get Steven in. We're calling this a miserable Monday, so you can complain about anything you want.
Entertainment Monday,
because
too,
I don't know
for
if
some
Stuart
people.
knows where the drop button is. But on social media, call us 904-362-9901. We feel like this, okay? These are miserable Mondays. It's going to be a Minshew headbands. I have them already. We're not. I don't think we're going to have any. Like, I'm sending them back. I don't think we're going to have any.
Can I still wear my jean shorts every once in a while?
I mean, but I can't even be Minshew for Halloween anymore.
You're so good. And before Steven on the phone, and it was a great idea. Minshew Monday, right? Just rolls off the tongue.
June.
Rolls off the tongue.
Man,
we're going to be the only station in town that does Minshew Mondays, man. Like, we had it all down. Brent was excited. Like, it was like Brent just discovered like the iPhone for the first time. It's like he was that pumped up about it. And you know what? I was excited for him. And here we are.
We had one.
After what, week 7 right now, week 8? And we had one Minshew Monday.
We're 1 for 1.
1 for 1. And it's been downhill ever since.
So now we're kind of come up with this. You know what? Just complain about anything.
Yeah.
Husband, wife, kids, dogs.
We're here.
It doesn't matter.
We're here.
You can complain about anything you want to complain about.
We got you.
And so we're trying to figure out what we should call it. And we didn't really know.
Yeah.
And so we came up with mandatory melancholy, miserable Monday meltdowns.
I like that. A lot of nice alliteration. It's very hot right now. Very hot right now.
Alliteration is a big thing.
Yeah, it's hot.
But anyway, complain about something. Join the party, man. Get on the couch is what we like to say.
Yeah.
And we'll have a little therapy session on Mondays because these are not ending.
Yeah.
There's going to be way more miserable, melancholy, memorable, whatever meltdown Mondays.
We're here to listen.
Our Minshew
Listen,
Mondays.
we're here to listen about anything you want to complain about. Now, if it's a relationship advice, maybe we're not the best people to ask about that, but it is what it is.
20 years, man.
And also, if you want to complain about Brent Martineau's takes, feel free to complain about those too. I know you want to do that, everybody.
That's fine. Let's get Steven on the line. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN690. What's up?
No, I think you should steal a line from Family Guy and just say, grind my gears Monday.
There we go.
But
it's no alliteration for Monday, but it is for grind your gears.
Yeah.
I get it.
But anyways, I mean, trust me, if I could stay longer on the phone, I have enough complaints to last for the rest of the show. But basically, I think Brent's right. It goes 50-50 with players and basically play calls. Because that 4th and 2, I'm with Austin there. Don't know what somebody was thinking. But my main question looking at Twitter over and over and over, people saying the same thing for Trevor Lawrence and whatnot. Let's face it, people, the Jets ain't going to win a game. They'll most likely get him. Fields played a great game. We could look at him as well. But here's what it comes down to, and I want to see if you guys agree with me. Should we base our draft picks for next year, especially a quarterback, what they do this offseason, meaning staff being let go, and who do they sign to fill those holes for defense? Because you can't exactly expect a quarterback, no matter how talented they are, to win games without a defense.
Yeah, very true. Thanks, Steven. I appreciate the call. You know how I feel about this, though. I think they'll continue to get better on defense along the way, whether it's free agency, draft picks, personnel. They need better personnel, and they're a little undermanned right now to start the year. But especially when guys like Miles Jack go out. Josh Allen missed the last 2 games. They're undermanned. They had opt-outs, all those things. And they're very undermanned. I mean, that's where you get this, like this talk, effort. It looks okay. They're hanging in the game. But it's like, if you listen to Doug Marrone, if you listen to Josh Allen, if you listen to those guys talk, they know they're undermanned.
Yeah.
Like they know. So, but my view on this whole build is stack on the offense.
Sure.
Stack on offense, plug holes on defense. You don't have to be a lead on defense anymore. You got to be a lead on offense.
No, I agree with you here. But if I'm looking at one thing, Brent, it's the one thing I've been preaching since training camp started: the read technique. Find yourselves a 3 technique.
Yeah.
Find yourself some interior pressure. Everything else could fall into place. I agree with you there, but you got to find yourselves a bona fide defensive tackle, whether that's in the draft or whether that's obviously in free agency. Now, Devon Hamilton did pretty good for himself, right? But it's not going to be enough, let's be honest. I think you need more pieces, so check out free agency for that one.
They need a lot more pieces. They need a lot more pieces, no doubt about it. How much on coaching yesterday? Did the game change on the 4th and 2 call, in your opinion? Was it a good call, bad call? I think we disagree here. What do you think? We'll get to it and what Doug Marrone had to say. Coming up next, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
If you have a specific medical problem, you call a specialist. Broken leg? Call an orthopedist. Cataracts? Call an ophthalmologist. At Prime Men's Medical Center, our doctors specialize in ED and PE. Listen to Dr. Rubinski, a renowned expert in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinski. If you're experiencing ED or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center has custom blended medications to help you last longer in the bedroom, regardless of age or past medical history, with no pain or surgery. In fact, you'll see results in the office guaranteed or your exam is free. Patients are now lasting for 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer. And best of all, treatments are affordable.
Men. If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, call Prime Men's Medical Center for a private consultation with our highly skilled physicians. Call 904-206-8105. 904-206-8105. 904-206-8105.
You remember that special Camry purchase I was telling you about? The one that Arlington made that could put you behind the wheel of a Camry you really want? Well, in a matter of days, they've gone from 132 Camrys to just 99 on the lot. They're going fast, and so should you to Arlington. It's the Today's the Day sales event going on right now at Arlington Toyota, and their special purchase of new 2020 Camrys has gone from 132 in stock to just 99 that remain. That's how good the deals are. Make today the day you save big at Arlington and buy a new 2020 Camry at 0% for 60 months plus no payments for 90 days. And with every new vehicle purchase from Arlington, you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Plus, you can buy with total peace of mind thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange policy. That's 30 days to love it or exchange it. Want a new Camry? Then today's the day to get 0% for 60 months plus no payments for 90 days. But they're going fast, so don't wait. Shop safely in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/today's the day for full details. It's a sale so big, it's been 4 decades in the making. It's Beards Diamond's incredible 40th anniversary sale.
Everything store-wide is on sale, up to an unbelievable 40% off. Yes, 40% off.
Believe it. All GIA certified loose diamonds, all designer settings, pendants, engagement rings, everything store-wide is on sale, up to 40% off. But hurry, these savings end November 30th.
Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our Best Wellness program, and welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
ESPN 690 wants you to shop the 904. And by doing that, you keep most of the money and jobs right here on the First Coast. Plus, local businesses give our community its uniqueness and character that makes living on the First Coast so great.
Shop the 904.
Say hello to your new secret advertising weapon, your own branded mobile phone number. Star Mobile provisions vanity mobile numbers prefixed by Star, providing audiences an easy way to reach your business. Give it a try now by dialing Star Mobile from your mobile phone. That's Star Mobile.
Adding a leader you need right when you need them. That's how sports teams get ahead and how your business can too. LinkedIn will match the right talent with your open roles fast. Post a job and you'll get great candidates with the right mix of skills, interest, and experience. So every hire you make is a win for your business. Go to linkedin.com/sports and get $50 off your first job post. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
We saved big money with our Progressive Home and Auto Bundle and used the cash to take a family vacation.
To Hawaii.
Who's up for a luau?
Yay!
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big money with Progressive, but not enough to go to Hawaii. They'll probably use it for things like the mortgage and groceries, or even a travel magazine, so at least they can see pictures of Hawaii.
Aloha!
Yes, say hello to those beautiful Hawaiian beaches in that magazine. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Annos and Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Over for Browns receiver Odell Beckham Jr. after 7 games. An MRI confirmed a torn ACL in his left knee, which is expected to end his season. OBJ's impact will be felt, but Cleveland's offense, with its quarterback leading the way, can deal with it, explains ESPN's Ryan Clark.
Baker Mayfield is going to spread the ball around a little bit more. Obviously, Kevin Stefanski will rely on the run as much as he can, but this is going to be incumbent on Baker Mayfield to continue the play we saw on Sunday down the road in order to try to help the Cleveland Browns get into the playoffs.
Our Ryan Clark on WEEI today. Patriots quarterback Cam Newton said he was embarrassed by his 98-yard passing, 3-interception performance in the 27-point loss to the 49ers. Newton pulled in the fourth quarter for Jarrett Stidham, admitted his starting job may be in jeopardy if he keeps playing like that. Coach Bill Belichick did say that Newton is still his starter. The Patriots visit the AFC East leading Bills on Sunday. Bears linebacker Khalil Mack with a back issue, questionable against the Rams on Monday Night Football. Coverage 8 Eastern, ESPN TV, and the ESPN app.
We're back on Tuesday, recapping the Bears and the Rams from Monday night. I'm telling you, Nick Foles has a lot to prove in this game tonight. Join me, Jay, Will, and Zubin Tuesday at 6 Eastern, ESPN Radio, ESPN News.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 and Jar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
You know, I've kind of switched up, and I wanted to try to do something to get this team a spark and get them going and try to get up by, 2 scores, and we weren't able to execute. You've got to take advantage of those situations, the game-changing situations. And, when you're not able to do that, it's going to be tough.
That is Doug Marrone on going forward on 4th and 2. And I can't be a hypocrite. I try not to be a hypocrite. Sometimes I might forget what I said like 3 weeks earlier, but but I can't be a hypocrite.
Okay.
I said at the moment, I would go for it here. Jags are up 21-16. It's in the third quarter. They have all the momentum. They had blocked the punt, returned it for a touchdown. Quincy Williams had made a third down stop on that right before that to set it up.
Sure.
They come back, they kick off, they get another 3 and out. And now they move the ball a little bit, not too much, but they move the ball a little bit. And they end up with a 3rd and 1. They go backwards a yard with James Robinson. And so you can't fault him for putting it in James Robinson's hand. I didn't mind the play call. And then on 4th down, he decides to go for it. And I actually didn't mind that play call. Like, I thought it was there for a moment. Thought the defender made a nice play, and it was a speed play, really. Just like Minshew wasn't fast enough to get to the first down. I don't know all the options on the play. I'm just saying at the end of the day, he was going to try to run it, and that gap closed in a hurry. But I really did not have an issue with it. Now, you can certainly say it changed the game because obviously the Chargers get the ball. They go down the field. And the defense, if you go back and watch that, on a short field after that turnover on downs, did a nice job. They bottle them up, but then on 3rd down after getting off the field, it looked like, or maybe kicking a field goal, there was a penalty. And so that kept the drive alive, and soon after they ended up scoring a touchdown. But what's a little unspoken about that is defense did a pretty nice job, and then that penalty they kind of helped them get in, right?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do a good job because they scored.
Initially they had them stopped, it looked like, and then another bad timing penalty, all those things that happened to the Jags. Yeah. But bottom line is I have no problem whatsoever because you had the momentum. You could keep the momentum. You're going to sit there and rely on a defense that gives up 30 a game to hold a 5-point lead. Your offense has to make a yard or two. No problem whatsoever with Doug Marrone, what he did in that situation. And we've complained about some Doug Marrone's calls, but I'm not complaining about that one.
Hear that, everybody? Brent's cool with it, so we should be cool with it.
No, I didn't say you can be mad at it.
Oh, guess what? Oh, hey, I'm mad and I'm livid. And I think this was the decision that cost the Jaguars the game. Listen, you said it yourself, right? That the defense, they were playing well up until that point. Now you can say on third down, they gave a big play, yada, yada. Well, at the end of the day, that play, the 4th and 2, was a result of the Jaguars losing all the energy and all the momentum. Listen, this is the NFL. And some days, for whatever reason, your defense will exceed expectations. I take you to New York. New York was only down, 10-12 going to the 4th quarter? Now, there's no rhyme or reason that says why were they doing that because, let's be honest, the Buffalo Bills are a far superior team than the New York Jets. But every once in a while, you only hold the Buffalo Bills to 18 points. Every once in a while, for whatever reason, whether it's a great game plan, just the game flow, your defense shows up. In my opinion, the defense was showing up in this game. All right? Justin Herbert looked rattled. He looked like he didn't want to be out there. Like, the Jaguars had all the momentum. And you know what? If they were to punt that ball, I'm confident in that defense that they would have stopped Herbert. But, yeah, I said it.
Can you record that? Thank you.
I didn't learn how to record.
All right, Brent. So let's go back and forth then, man. So how was Herbert playing up until that play?
He was not playing very well. Wasn't sharp. Wasn't awful.
I'm sorry.
But wasn't sharp.
Didn't you put on Twitter saying how bad he was?
I did. No, I said he was meh. Which means he's just
meh.
okay.
Okay, he was meh.
Isn't that what meh means?
I mean, meh.
I didn't say he was bad.
Listen, if you go out of your way on Twitter to say someone is meh, they're probably not doing that well.
If you follow me on Twitter, you know I don't go out of my way very often.
Okay,
on Twitter.
I got you. So, with that being said, though, would you agree he was meh up until that point?
I said it. I believe that. Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah. And I was the key to his success, in my opinion.
So we would have took a meh Justin Herbert all day. My point is, when you go for it on 4th and 2 and you get stopped, that entire energy changed.
Yeah,
you saw the Chargers sidelines. You saw the defensive guys in the Chargers celebrating. That's because energy changed. And all of a sudden now you have a Jaguars defense who's been put in positions, where it's like, guys, what more do you want us to do? And now they're in their own part of the end zone saying, all right, well, go stop Keenan Allen. Go stop Justin Herbert. Go have fun with that. So I'm just saying, if you're Doug Marrone, and you feel that game flow, and you see, you know what, for whatever reason, once again, you can't put a finger on it, but his defense isn't doing that bad. And for whatever reason, Justin Herbert is not doing that well right now. Let's go ahead and punt the ball with, obviously, your all-pro punter that you always like to preach and anything like that. Let's go ahead and put them back on their own 15 and their own 20, and let's see what this defense has. At least you still have the momentum. At least you still have the game flow. When you went for it on 4th and 2 and you got stopped, you lost the momentum, and that game was over after that.
Let me say this, though, okay? And again, that's fine if you agree. And by the way, in hindsight, I think you're right. I mean, it worked that way.
But
we don't have the luxury of that. He didn't have the luxury of that.
Listen, Brent, it's not a hindsight thing, because what's going to happen? So say you convert that 4th down, and let's say it's 1st down now at the 50.
Yeah.
Who's to say you're still going to go down there and score?
Well, nobody, but you still have the ball, still have the momentum, and still have a chance to go score and go up 2 scores.
Yeah, you got a chance.
When's the last time this football team's been up 2 scores?
I'm just saying, man, if you have a quarterback that seems to be pressing, that's playing meh, like you said, if you have a defense for whatever reason, once again, goes without any rhyme or reason, is playing pretty well, put it in the position, put it in the side of the ball that's playing the best, because it wasn't the offense. You even said it.
Well, they had some momentum in the second quarter coming off James Robinson, and that's where he took off, and they scored a couple of times, and they had momentum with special teams, and their defense was playing adequately well. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Again, in hindsight, you're not wrong. I'm just saying I said it at the moment, and I didn't mind it. I understood it. There's a little bit of what do you have to lose here, too? Keep the momentum on your side. You haven't had a lot of momentum. And by the way, okay, just to your point, I know the swing changed, but I'm not sure it lost them the football game. Because I'm going to tell you why. They go down and score. It's 22-21. They stop the 2-point conversion. And then the Jags go right down and score and get the 2-point conversion. So now it's 29-22. And so this is my point about what Doug Marrone's feeling on this defense that can't stop anybody. You stole the momentum back. So now you've got the momentum. Well, what does their defense do? They can't stop anything. They give up a 70-yard play, and it's a tie game because you don't have faith in a defense that just for 5 games in a row allowed 30 points or more, now 6. And so that's where I just am saying, with Doug Marrone in his mind, what he's thinking, what he's seen, what he knows, undermanned defense against this team that's played pretty well. What is going on here?
How we doing, man?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Must be an ad playing on that computer.
Interesting.
Boy, that
You
rattled
got
me.
me worried there, man.
I don't know, man.
You made me think I leaned on a button or something.
I don't know what's going on over there.
I mean, looking at the drive sheet of the Jags and the Chargers, obviously there's some ads on there.
Obviously there's some ads.
Play. Oh, the worst thing in the world.
But yeah, so he doesn't have any faith in his defense. I know they were playing okay to that time, but did you really think 16 points was going to get it done?
But here's the thing, though. Like, aren't we the ones that came in here after week 3 and week 4 saying, well, they have to return the ball first to give that defense confidence? Because whenever the defense goes out first for the beginning of the game, they lose the confidence and they suck the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about confidence and building up this team. Well, what kind of confidence do you give your defense if you put them in a situation where you turn the ball over inside your own side of the field?
Yeah, again, maybe not. I mean, maybe not. I just feel like if I know this team, I feel like my offense is better than their defense. I want them trying to make a play than I want my defense making a play. And the reality is, okay, they go down and score and take the lead, so they've got the momentum. Well, then you go down and score, and you've got the momentum. And then you put your defense out there because you have to. You don't get a choice. And they give up the lead, or at least they tie it immediately because they can't make stops.
If you have the lead, don't turn the ball over in your own side of the field. It's as simple as that. And maybe I come from a crazy coaching school philosophy, whatever the reason may be. But if I have the lead and my ball's on my side of the field, I'm going to put it in my defense's hands and say, guess what, guys? We pinned them down on the 10, the 15, or the 20-yard line. Go stop them from there. Let's see what you got.
First Coast Bubbler, must be a Wisconsin thing. Stupid, he says. You had the lead and then gave them a short field. No, the defense is bad. Make them work the length of the field.
Is there an echo in here?
Must be something in the Bubblers.
Is there an echo?
Wisconsin.
Yeah, it must be something in the Bubblers.
I'm just saying, listen, that's fine. It worked out that way. I had no problem with that call from Doug Marrone. I really don't. And I actually asked him to make that call. I don't want to see this defense out there. I don't think a 5-point lead early in the third quarter is much to scream at. And of all their issues, being aggressive to me is not a bad thing to try to do for this football team. Now, I feel like a little bit, he obviously went into that game and he spoke about it to try to be aggressive, but maybe he's a little too aggressive. All these 2-point conversions and 4th downs, and it's almost like, whoa.
Yeah.
Did you not bring a kicker?
I know,
like
right?
it was
Is
like
Josh Lambo's hip not okay?
Yeah, it was a little wild. We have Tony on the line from Tampa. Tony from Tampa. Let's get him in. Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. All right, whose side are you on the 4th and 2? Did you like it or hate it?
Hey, y'all fellas are a trip, man. Austin, I do agree with you, but I agree with you not on this point, though.
It's all good, Tony. It's all good, man.
Brett, I do agree with you. It was not a bad call.
I love you, Tony. I love you.
Based on the situation, I'm going to tell you why. We lost the game on the fumble from Westbrook. That's where the game was lost at. It wasn't lost in the call. Cam has to make that turnout block. If he makes that block, we get the first down. That's what it was, man. When you got a defensive end that's rushing up the field, man, crap, man, you got to push him out of the way or fall on him or something, man. You cannot let him, if you know the ball is coming up your backside, you cannot allow that man to make that play. I thought it was a good play because we were getting good rush yards on the ground. He'd have made it 4th and 2. I went and rewatched the play, and the hole was there. Cam just got to make the block.
Now, you talking about the third? You're talking about the 3rd down, right? Because the Robinson play that got -1 yard.
The one that got -1, yes.
Okay.
We went back and that 4th down play. It wasn't a bad call. We was on. It was like the 40. We was on like
46,
near the 50 yard line.
46, yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't have a problem going for that at all. Where we messed up, because I think Doug Marrone was looking at it like, okay, even if we get stopped, we're still up. If they go down and score, it's a tie game. I believe our offense can drive and score again.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I appreciate it, and now I love you.
Yep,
Thanks for agreeing with me.
Tony, your check is in the mail from Brent, by the way.
Absolutely, it is. Thanks, Tony from Tampa. Appreciate it.
How much you pay him, Brent?
I don't disclose those things.
How much you pay him with that?
Just depends what the budget.
Backyard fireplace money. It's all good though.
Depends what the budget.
It's all good.
I would have like a fire log that I send to people.
Sure.
Should be the logo of the show as a fire log.
That's not burning because no one ever burns a fire log in Jacksonville. Yes. So yeah, just an unburned fire log.
You know what's so this will go back to my entertaining check mark point.
Yeah.
But we have like a play to break down. We couldn't even break down and get mad at a play last week.
That I'll agree with you on. that I will agree with you on.
There were a couple pivotal plays in the game. I mean, again, I thought the Quincy Williams play, 3rd and 2. If you're like a 3-3 football team at the time, Quincy Williams' play was huge. I mean, you talk about a violent play.
Murray State,
that was fun to see.
It's Murray State,
and that sets up the great special teams play.
Yep.
Another young guy, Daniel Thomas.
Yeah.
And then you have beautiful throw by Minshew to Conley to go back and retake the lead.
Mm-hmm.
So you really have these, then you have the 4th and 2 play in there, but you have all these changes. I mean, the third quarter of the game was about as entertaining as you can get in the NFL. And again, I know we're not up for entertainment, but I'm just saying that was real football. But that was real football. That's what it felt. It's like, okay, you're making plays. Okay, you give it up plays. That happens in the NFL. But then you go back and make a play.
Yeah.
This looks like a real football team now. And you got some young guys doing it, which helped it out as well.
I agree. I just think that the Jaguars had all the momentum there. They get stopped short. You punt the ball. Who knows what happens? Yes, hindsight's 20/20. But even if they would have converted that first down, I would have asked, well, okay, that was really ballsy and nuts. Now what? You guys going to go score or are you going to go punt the ball? Like, there was just way too much what if there. I just feel like if you have the momentum, you have the energy, you try to sustain it as long as possible, you punt the ball and see what your defense can do.
I don't follow this one site, but Daniel Popper used to work for The Athletic.
Yeah,
he works for the Chargers now.
Yeah.
And he tweeted out today, that before the punt block, okay, it was a 4th and 1 at that time, and from their own 34-yard line early in the third quarter. So it's on that possession, right? So instead of punting, whatever site he's on that kind of says there's good coaching decisions and bad coaching decisions, said that was a bad coaching decision by Anthony Lynn.
To punt it.
On
their 34-yard line.
On a 4th and 1.
What's his dude's name again?
Popper?
Popper. What's his?
But it's not like, I don't know who he's.
Well, I'm getting ready to cancel my subscription right now because that's no, I'm not gonna pay for that kind of subscription.
But again, it's not
Popper.
him. He was getting it from a different site.
Well, don't cite it though either.
Let me hold on. I'm gonna get it for you.
So you're saying the analytics say this?
Some kind of coaching analytics. I don't really know what it is, but my point is, if that was like a bad coaching decision, I guess he said it was like the worst coaching decision Anthony Lynn made. Based on the probability. Maybe it's because the Jags defense isn't good, but no coach would go for it in that situation. How bad then if Jacksonville would have punted then on 4th and 2 from like the 46, I wonder where that would have ranked in terms of like a coaching decision.
According to the analytics, probably pretty bad then. And listen, Brent, like, I don't know if you're just trying to make me upset today and you're trying to, boost my heart rate up to levels it's never been before. It's pretty easy, isn't it? I'm an emotional guy.
So here it is. Anthony Lynn's decision to punt on 4th and 1 from his own 34 while up 16-14 early in the third yesterday was the 4th worst coaching decision in the NFL in Week 7 per EDJ Sports. The decision,
that's a real thing.
The decision itself lowered the Chargers' win probability by 3.5%, and then the punt was blocked.
Say that one more time.
EDJ Sports. The creators of the NFL's first simulation model.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now.
I don't know what the heck it is either, but...
Hey! Okay. Keep going on. Go ahead.
You know what's interesting? By the way, this just in.
7,000 followers on Twitter. Like I'm really going to take you seriously.
This just in. Jaguars activated Aaron Lynch from the exec commissioner permission list to the active roster, placed Dede Westbrook on the reserve injured list.
Yeah,
Dede obviously with the ACL.
Okay. Yeah, and
at least reported ACL.
And that was a bummer to see. Obviously.
Yeah, that was too bad.
Wishing him, healthy and have the best recovery he can get. Offers 20 years of play-by-play data and models in sports betting and in-game decision making, trusted by Super Bowl champions, media, and billion-dollar betting syndicates.
Hey.
Access the most recognized analytics tool on and off the field. There's a free commercial for you guys. I'm not going to use you though.
But not approved by Austin Lane.
No.
Do we have a call on the line?
Yeah, we got South Beach Gary.
All right, let's get South Beach Gary on, but we got a minute before we got to get out of here.
Trusted by Madden NFL, EA Sports Madden, by the way.
That was bizarre to me, too, the 3.5%. All right, get South Beach Gary on real quick before we hit a break. What's up, man?
Hey, guys, I heard that caller saying, how they're never going to win with that defense. But the offense starts the game 4 straight 3-and-outs. So you're not giving the defense any kind of a rest. That's going to end up, tiring the defense in the fourth quarter. That has a lot to do with it. And look at the game against Detroit, guys. The defense gets a big interception, runs it down to the 20-yard line, then the offense turns the ball over on downs. You know how that completely deflates a football team, Austin.
No,
When
the
defense finally comes up with a turnover, they're not playing good complementary offensive football either, is my point.
South Beach Gary, appreciate the call, and I don't think you're wrong.
South Beach Gary a job, huh?
A
coaching job,
34 and a half minutes time possession for the Chargers. They had the ball 10 more minutes than the Jags.
Yeah.
And, it started earlier this year where the defense was the problem. They couldn't do anything, even though the offense was doing well. Well, now, I agree. Like, the last couple of weeks, although the defense is still giving up 30, I really don't pin the blame necessarily on the defense. It feels like the offense isn't doing enough at the appropriate times, whether it's early in the game or answering back late, whatever it might be. After the 2 turnovers last week, they couldn't score off them. So I think that's the problem right now. I would say more of the problem is on offense, even though the Jags are historically bad on
football,
defense.
Brent, complimentary football. Hey, did you watch that Falcons-Lions finish?
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Todd Gurley. Okay.
We're going to talk about it.
Okay, because I have a conspiracy theory with Todd Gurley.
All right, good. I can't wait to hear it.
All I want to say is the fix is in. That's all I got to say.
The tank for Trevor is real. All right, couple of things. Some of the games in the NFL.
Yeah.
We will get to that. And we got to get to James Robinson.
Yeah.
See, I really thought he changed the game single-handedly. Single-handedly. This guy's fun.
Ring of Honor James Robinson.
Right now. Captain.
Right now.
New contract.
Gold jacket James Robinson.
We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
Happy Monday. I'm Jake Mitchell. The Jags dropped another heartbreaker yesterday, losing their 6th in a row, this time to the Los Angeles Chargers, 39-29. Rookie James Robinson continues to be impressive, and there were moments that the team almost had the win. Coach Marrone talks about flashing, but not finishing.
We start the game. I think we have 4 3-and-outs. It's not my philosophy to go for 2 that early in the game, but I felt like the flow of the game, the way it was going, I wanted to make sure I did that. I'm trying to give this team a spark. I'm trying to get them going when we have a little bit of momentum, and I think those are critical times that you have to be, right on it and focused, and you have to execute. And at the end of the day, you can go ahead and say, player, coach, that's on all of us, and it starts with me.
In the World Series, the LA Dodgers took a 1-game lead, and Game 6 is on Tuesday. If you're working from home and want to listen to ESPN, tell your smart speaker to play ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny and warm today. An isolated brief shower, a high of 83, dropping to 69 tonight with some late-night fog, and partly sunny tomorrow, a few scattered showers, and reaching the mid-80s. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jacks from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Beard's Diamonds' 40th anniversary sale. Save up to 40% off store-wide till November 30th. You remember that special Camry purchase I was telling you about? The one that Arlington made that could put you behind the wheel of a Camry you really want? Well, in a matter of days, they've gone from 132 Camrys to just 99 on the lot. They're going fast, and so should you to Arlington. It's the Today's the Day sales event going on right now at Arlington Toyota, and their special purchase of new 2020 Camrys has gone from 132 in stock to just 99 that remain. That's how good the deals are. Make today the day you save big at Arlington and buy a new 2020 Camry at 0% for 60 months plus no payments for 90 days. And with every new vehicle purchase from Arlington, you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Plus, you can buy with total peace of mind thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange policy. That's 30 days to love it or exchange it. Want a new Camry? Then today's the day to get 0% for 60 months plus no payments for 90 days. But they're going fast, so don't wait. Shop safely in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/today's today for full details.
I feel like I got a great value. I am ecstatic about the diamond that I selected.
Meet Josh Pearl, another raving fan of Diamonds Direct.
I came in with an expectation of what I wanted to spend, and I walked out with a diamond that I was really pleased with.
Before coming to Diamonds Direct, Josh did a ton of online research trying to educate himself. But what he found out was that looking at grading specs on paper means nothing until you see multiple diamonds side by side.
On paper, when they say it's an excellent cut or a good cut, that's great. I don't know what that looks like. How does that translate into what the diamond actually looks like?
Diamonds Direct. Best education, best selection, best warranties, best value, and best of all, the best experience.
People really appreciate places that add a value of customer service to the people that walk into them. And I think that's exactly what Diamonds Direct does. They were glad that they helped me find a ring that I was ecstatic about.
Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
I'm Thea Jeffers, owner of Breezy Jazz Club and T-Works Interior Decorating. It doesn't matter where you come from, it's possible to own your own business. But starting a business isn't easy. The Jacksonville Women's Business Center helped give me the confidence to keep going when the going got tough. At JWBC, I got the training, networking, and support I needed to help me reach my goals. To find out more about how JWBC can help you, visit jaxwbc.com.
Appliances may work on your schedule, but they quit on theirs. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we'll get your appliances back up and running in no time at all. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have repaired more than 100,000 appliances over the past 35 years, servicing Jacksonville to St. Augustine and Ponte Vedra with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor, plus a 100% satisfaction guarantee. When your appliances quit, we're ready to get started. For quality repair at a price that's fair, visit AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
It is the home of the Action Sports Jacks Dream 18, and make it your home course as well. The golf club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210. It's family-owned and operated. Southampton is a fun course to play, and the golf club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79. With its elite practice facilities and player-friendly golf course design, it'll be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. For information on the membership programs, call the golf club at Southampton, 904-287-PLAY. Again, it's 904-287-PLAY.
There's a new modern patient-centered orthopedic practice in Jacksonville.
We believe that the patient pays money for a doctor and should be seen by a doctor.
Ortho Edge.
They're getting the most technologically available medicine there is.
Ortho Edge.
You're going to get a much better experience with your physician. We all see our patients.
Get the answers right away and more focused care on patients.
Find out more about us at orthoedge.com.
Ortho Edge. We're in the DePaul building attached to St. Vincent's Medical Center, Riverside.
During difficult times, young military families feel the impact. When a military spouse is unemployed, the whole family struggles. The Armed Services YMCA answers the call and provides food assistance to ensure military children have plenty to eat and childcare that enables military spouses to work. Now more than ever, we need your help to provide emergency relief to military families. Help now at helpymca.org.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Welcome into the show, a name you know. If you've been listening and watching ESPN for a long time, I know you know him. We're going to call him one of the forefathers, if you will, of sports radio, Mike Greenberg.
Thank you. Forefathers is an interesting, that's fascinating. Every day, as I talk to more people, I get older and older. So that's kind of funny.
Listen weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. in your car or stream them. ESPN690.com.
Brett Martineau.
Well, listen, if we wanted to just bump WWE by like a half hour or a few minutes, we should have just rolled your highlight tape.
Austin Lane.
Oh! And there it is. And now Brent's playing ball. All of a sudden, Chapman throwing some high heat at me. Watch out for that suspension, Brent. Real quick, though.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Todd Gurley to the goal line. Touchdown! I think he thought about waiting and letting the clock run out.
Oh, I don't think there's any question. I think he was trying to not get in, and Detroit wanted him to get in.
So there it is, Todd Gurley. was supposed to kneel down before the goal line, but he scored a touchdown. Didn't know where he was. It was the greatest scene. If you haven't seen it, it's one of those deals. Maurice Jones-Drew did this years ago, right? Doesn't go score a touchdown. Fantasy owners get mad. Gurley's done it in the past. And you're just trying to melt the clock because they're trying to let you score. And you could see Jared Davis, who's from Camden County, he actually just, totally whiffs on the tackle. I mean, it was a great sell, right? He might have a career in WWE.
Who you telling?
But then, the other guy that comes after, he forgot to get the memo. He's trying to tackle Gurley. Yeah. And Gurley kind of drags him through. And then he's like, oh, no, I'm at the goal line. Yeah. And tries to sidestep it, but he had already crossed the plane.
Yeah.
And then the Detroit defense is because it was questionable at first, they put their hands up touchdown.
Yeah.
They're they wanted it to be a touchdown. It was the wildest thing. And then Stafford and company go down and beat the Falcons only the Falcons can get beat.
Without a doubt.
There are some teams that can join us on Miserable Monday.
Yeah.
And the Falcons fans are right there, man.
A tradition like no other.
I mean, the Falcons
this year
and
the Falcons losing.
have lost 3 games that are just out of your mind losses.
Heartbreaking. I can crush a city, man. I can put you back to the dark ages, let's just say.
It is unbelievable. So, but you have a little conspiracy theory.
Here we go. And then listen, I don't know Todd Gurley personally, but I do know this. I've seen him make this play before where the game's on the line and he has to run out the clock and he sits down and takes a knee before he gets to the end zone. So this isn't rookie Todd Gurley we're talking about. This is experienced, crafty, savvy veteran Todd Gurley. And with that being said, Brent, I think, and I can't prove it just yet, but maybe one day, I think Todd Gurley meant to go in the end zone. I don't think it was a mistake. I think that his bonus is on his contract. I think he has escalators on his contract. And one of those escalators depends on how many touchdowns he has this season. And Todd Gurley sacrificed the whole city of Atlanta, sacrificed his teammates' well-being to try to achieve that escalator and get more money in his contract. What do you think about that?
I don't mind your conspiracy theory. I like where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's a selfish game sometimes.
It's got to be a selfish
game. So I looked
game.
up his contract, and the reports when he got to Atlanta were that he had, it was we got to remember, the Rams are paying some of his salary still.
Correct.
And the bottom line is in his deal, I think it was $3 million with Atlanta, but $500,000 in incentives. And it was 13 touchdowns or 1,000 yards, according to Tom Pelissero, who reported it back then.
Yeah.
So 13 touchdowns or 1,000, or not and, or. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know, how many touchdowns does he even have right now? Do you know? I mean, 13 seems like a lot of touchdowns. You're better off getting probably easier to get 1,000 yards than it is to get 13 touchdowns.
Yeah, but in this past first off, is it 1,000 yards rushing or total?
That's a good call. I didn't see that.
All right. Well, at least we're doing our due diligence here.
He's up to 7 touchdowns for the year.
7 touchdowns.
Oh, so now, would you do all that for $500,000 though? This isn't $5 million. $500,000?
For $500,000? I mean, I would do that for a Klondike bar, but $500,000? I would have sold my team down the road for a Klondike bar after the game. So yeah, $500,000 with my financial status? It's not bad, but yeah, let's go. Forget my teammates. See you guys later. I'll see you at the reunion. No, I probably wouldn't have done it.
But it's not a lot for those guys, seriously speaking. I mean, it just seems like that's a low incentive.
$500,000, $500,000,
$500,000. That's vacations. Yeah. That's gifts in the locker room. That's offensive line.
Yeah, it could be a nice car. It could be a backyard fireplace.
You
could be. You drinking this Kool-Aid?
Yeah, he might be.
You think he's on? Yeah,
I think he might have done that. I didn't realize he was up to 7 touchdowns now. He's
watch
halfway.
The reaction.
He's more than halfway home.
Watch the reaction too when he does it. He kind of shows a little remorse, but does he?
I'm asking
But does
Twitter.
he show remorse? Oh, here we go. Just don't put me. Don't take me in that. I don't want him to see that. Because maybe one day I'll have to meet him. And I don't want to answer to leading this whole conspiracy theory about Todd Gurley selling his team down the river for a couple extra $1,000.
Well, that's $500,000.
$500,000, yeah.
His worst game, by the way, was their win.
Really?
20 carries for 47 yards in their win.
Well, and I wish I knew better. Who's the backup? Is it get to the point where it's we got Todd Gurley. He's getting up there in age. Let's see what the young guys got. And all of a sudden now Todd Gurley stops getting a couple amount of reps now. And all of a sudden Todd Gurley's second fiddle, and Todd Gurley doesn't get that extra $500,000. I think it was a setup. I think Falcons fans have been duped. I think you should hold Todd Gurley responsible. Matt Ryan should come out and say something. An abysmal season for the Atlanta Falcons, to say the least, but now even more abysmal because Todd Gurley might have just sold this team down the river.
Speaking of abysmal, it's bad in Jacksonville. It's bad in Atlanta. It's bad in places like Minnesota, New York, the Giants, and the Jets. It is so bad in Dallas. I can't imagine it being worse. If you think about the media market, if you think about Jerry Jones, if you think about the stars that they have on offense, if you think about spending money to get Dalton, although it wasn't as much as I thought it was. I thought they spent more to get him, but they didn't. If you think about the pillow fight that is the NFC East and all you really have to do to actually win that division, and to go to Washington, who's been an absolute mess, and get beat 25-3 to the Washington football team without a nickname, with Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, CD Lamb.
There he is.
And 142 total yards? 140. Blaine Gabbert did better than that in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I mean, holy cats, man. I almost want to flip on. Can we take a live listen into Dallas radio right now?
Here's the thing. So, can you imagine? Like, I mean, it's obviously one of the biggest markets in the world. I cannot imagine right now what that. I mean, you want to talk about getting promotion, things like that, and advertising. I mean, people are tuning in to complain about the Dallas Cowboys. Listen, I want to echo back your point a little bit about Kyler Murray, right? Like, it's not like you dislike Kyler Murray. I think you respect Kyler Murray, but it's the fact that the Jaguars don't have him, right? It's the fact that the QB situation is so bad in Jacksonville, and you hate to see Arizona fans celebrate with Kyler Murray. Well, I owe the Dallas Cowboys an apology, because what was my whole thing with Houston? I love to go on their Twitter stuff and check everything out, you know, because like for me, I'm miserable. All right, it's miserable being a Jaguars guy right now. It's miserable trying to cover this team, but at least there's other teams out there that are miserable as well. And then what happened, Brent? They got rid of their head coach and Bill O'Brien. Houston goes in another direction. Now everyone's celebrating. Houston Twitter, we'll see you later. And then we had Jason Fitz on. He gave me the recommendation to go to New York. But you know what, Brent? To be fair, I think the expectations in New York, they were always bad, right? Like, no one was saying, the Jets are going to the Super Bowl this year. So, like, the New York Twitter, it was okay, but it was fine. And then you told me to go to Oklahoma Twitter. Oklahoma Twitter, it is what it is, man, but it's college ball, right? I need professional. And then the Dallas Cowboys present themselves. And believe me when I say it, Brent, you think it's bad here right now? Like, you think some of these memes and stuff, you think some of the Gardner Minshew stuff's bad? Go on Dallas Cowboys Twitter. Go on America's team's Twitter and see how they're getting down right now.
You been out there?
I'm watching a guy right now burn his towels, his Dallas Cowboy towels and toilet paper in this video. Like, yeah, Brent, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Come on, Jacksonville. We need better out of you. Some miserable
Start
Monday.
burning stuff.
Come on. You're supposed to, like, hate your family, hate everything right now here on a miserable Monday. See, it's too nice in Jacksonville. That's a problem.
Yeah. Well, and let's be fair, expectations weren't that high to start the season anyways.
Have you ever, serious question, have you ever heard of the Cowboys quarterback that came in for Andy Dalton?
Had to look him up. Saw the name on the internet, and I'm like, what's this talking about?
I still don't know his first name, but
What's his name?
Ben DiNucci.
Oh, you mean the guy from James Madison last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah.
James Madison quarterback.
Yes.
He's in College Game Day.
I looked him up, yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I'm kidding. I don't know who he is. I saw the highlight of him.
Ben DiNucci?
Yeah.
Like, love you, Ben.
Sounds like a made-up name. No offense to him and his family name, but sounds made
what
up.
time of that game did Dalton go out, by the way? Do you remember? I wasn't watching it. So.
Second quarter, I think
it might have been
maybe
early third.
Okay.
But still, DiNucci somehow trailing by all that only had like 3 passes in the game.
Yeah.
Like he played for a significant amount of time and only had 3 passes.
So I watched him when he first came out. He had a really nice throw to start things off to Cooper. And I'm like, okay. And then, listen, then Chase Young was like, what's up?
I am not just saying this, but they seriously should go sign Bortles off Denver's practice squad.
Somebody.
I mean, it'd be way better than what they got. I mean, Andy Dalton's done nothing, even if he comes out of concussion protocol. He's doing nothing, man.
I hear you.
I would sign Bortles. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's a better guy out there. I'm just saying they still have the NFC East. Like, they could go get that. They're awful. There's infighting. There's coach. Like, is McCarthy going to make it through this year? Like, is he going to actually make it more than a year? Can't at this rate, can he? You got people saying the coaching's terrible.
No,
like,
listen,
already 6 weeks into his tenure.
He's losing that locker room. And did you hear the NFL pregame thing where they did a feature on him talking about the analytics part? Where if he wins 4 games in a division, like the analytics said that he's gonna, whatever, he'll win the division, go to the playoffs. Well, you got to win 4 games first of all in the division, number one. And what do the analytics say about being down by 20 in Washington, sir? It's funny how they were trying to I don't know. It's almost like he paid off NFL game day, whatever the thing was, where he paid him off to be like, hey, check me out. I know I'm losing the locker room right now, but check out my analytics over here. This house is on fire, but I got a nice case of analytics for you guys to look at. Nah, man. At the end of the day,
the story on McCarthy, in the offseason before he even got this job, was it 60 Minutes? Did 60 Minutes do a story on him about reinventing himself, or was it like an ESPN?
I thought it was an ESPN thing. Okay. 60 Minutes, Brent. Who's this guy? Donald Trump? What are you talking here?
I don't know why I feel like it was something different than an ESPN broadcast I saw.
It might have been. I don't think it was 60 Minutes.
It wasn't something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe it was around Super Bowl time, and it was during some of their specials that it made it look like that.
Okay.
More like this story that's 20 minutes long, a 60-minute story.
Yeah.
I don't know why I came up with 60 minutes either.
It's all good.
But I feel like it was a bigger story than just hey, this little pregame story for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I got you. But anyway, so listen, do you let him go? Could it be any worse right now in Dallas? And yeah, Dak Prescott gets hurt. That means something. But keep in mind what this team was when Dak Prescott was in the game. That defense, and it's the same thing that he had in Green Bay. That defense is non-existent. You think the Jaguars are bad at defense?
It is.
Well, at least the Cowboys have some name. They have names. No disrespect to Josh Allen, those guys, but the Cowboys, I think, have more names.
Absolutely. They thought they'd be pretty good.
Exactly.
They've had some injuries and stuff, but yeah, they are just brutal.
They're a joke.
And I'll tell you what else. Their offensive line has gone from the best in the league for a couple of years to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And again, they do have some injuries, but their offensive line's not good.
It's going to be very telling with Jerry Jones what he does here, though, right? Because we know how Jerry Jones is. He wants to win right now, right? And money to me isn't really an option with Jerry Jones. He's not worried about losing money and whatever.
Absolutely.
I'm very curious to see how Jerry Jones handles the Mike McCarthy situation.
One other question quick before we go to break. The Bills, they looked awful.
Yeah.
And I wonder, I said this last week.
Called it.
Are they starting to go? Now, they can find themselves. It's just is this a little bit of a leaky stretch for the Bills?
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, they had 3 tight ends out, too. Their offense kind of got reduced a little bit. But, listen, they got to show me something. Josh Allen, I think, regressed a little bit. And, if they want to be successful, it's like Lamar Jackson. I always call Josh Allen the diet Lamar Jackson. If Josh Allen and the Bills want to be successful, he's got to play better. Simple as that.
Yeah, 122 yards last week, no touchdowns this week. See, they were the first teams in 79 years to not score a touchdown and not punt in a game.
I didn't see that.
They did
really?
not punt in the game and didn't score a touchdown, win the game. First team in 79 years to do that.
By the way, it makes my trade look a little worse now for Olivia. But by the way, I wanted CeeDee Lamb. How's CeeDee Lamb doing?
1 yard.
.1. By the way, in fantasy football, 0.1 for CeeDee Lamb. Have fun with that, Olivia.
I love when everybody else is a mess along with the Jags. We'll be back on ESPN 690. Hey everyone, this is Brett Martino from Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Hope you catch the show Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 10 different platforms. But if you missed the show today, you missed this. Are the Buffalo Bills for real?
I think they are. I've been a big Josh Allen supporter.
How about his start?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm not surprised.
I guess Jalen Ramsey wasn't right about him being trash. Subscribe to the podcast and check the show out on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Get the podcast daily. All you have to do is search ESPN 690 in your podcast app.
As the seasons change, there's one thing that never changes: the importance of clean drinking water. A Connecticut system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. Now that's clean, and that's also why our family has a Connecticut system from CGC Water. Yours can too. Right now, CGC Water is offering a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. Connecticut Premier Softeners are non-electric and have twin tanks, making them super efficient, saving you money. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember, this is a limited time offer, a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. Financing available with approved credit. Just call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
First comes love. Then comes sparkle. And that's where Diamonds Direct comes in. Engagement ring shopping is so easy at Diamonds Direct. Step 1, choose your perfect diamond. At Diamonds Direct, you get access to one of the largest selections of certified diamonds in America, straight from the diamond cutters. Every shape, every size, everyone handpicked for brilliance. Step 2, choose your setting. Something unique, something that fits your style, your personality. Solitaire, halo, 3-stone, pave, channel set. And don't worry if you've seen it on Pinterest, we have it. From all the top designers and bridal jewelry. Step 3, relax. Your Diamonds Direct engagement ring comes with a free lifetime warranty. That's no charge ever for sizing, cleaning, and routine maintenance. And at every step along the way, you'll be treated with respect, with zero pressure, by experts whose only goal is to make you happy. So, you'll be all set for step 4, the most important one. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Nothing is certain except death and taxes. And your appliance is breaking down as soon as they're out of warranty. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we can't help with the first two, but we've got the third one covered. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have been repairing appliances for more than 35 years, with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For quality repair at a price that's fair, trust Atlantic Coast Appliance. AtlanticCoastAppliance.com. That's AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
Donato's Pizza is proud to support the Florida State Seminoles. When it comes to pizza for game time, we can suit any taste. From 100 pepperonis on a large loaded edge-to-edge on smoked provolone and Romano, to our delicious and healthy cauliflower crust tomato bruschetta with plant-based sausage, to mariachi chicken, to the founder's favorite, and more. We offer a convenient pickup window or prompt delivery. Just give Donato's a try. That's all we ask. Order at 904donatos.com or call 904-DONATOS on your phone.
Alexa, how do I drive more customers into my business?
First, people will need to hear about you. Then you need to be online where they look for you. Then you need to be involved in the community. Then you need to...
Whoa. I don't have time for that. I need to run my business.
Okay, searching for a local team that can help.
Local Solutions, your local marketing team putting you at the top of mind. Visit JacksonvilleLocalSolutions.com today and let us take your business to the next level. Local Solutions, powered by Cox Media Group. Marketing solved.
All across the nation, we are here for our communities.
We're doing our part to get supplies where it's needed in order to fight COVID-19 together.
It feels good to be out there to assist our community.
I would like our friends and family to know that your National Guardsmen are always ready and always there.
Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Florida Army National Guard. Aired by the Florida Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jackson, ESPN690. Social distancing doesn't mean disconnecting. If you're working from home, keep tabs on the world of sports and Action Sports Jacks on your smart speaker. Tell your Amazon Echo or Google Home, play ESPN690.
I think it's huge, for us to do that. Sunday Night Football against one of the best teams in the league. Somebody that's in our division, wanting to be the best, you got to beat the best, and that's just the nature of this game. In any sport, you got to beat the best.
Oh man, let's just be quiet for a second. Let's just bask in that comment. Let's let it marinate a little bit. Let's gather our thoughts. Now let's have a professional conversation about how good Kyler Murray is. Let's go.
It's not for today.
Tomorrow. That's
Maybe
fine.
tomorrow.
Hey, I can sleep on it. It's
That
all
is
good.
Kyler Murray. A little coming out party for Kyler Murray. I thought it was a coming out party for Joe Burrow, too.
Yeah.
And I want to get into that a little bit tomorrow, but I don't know. He's obviously not going to get that kind of attention. It wasn't against Seattle. Wasn't in prime time. Didn't lead the team back. But in terms of the back and forth, I thought it was just as spectacular in a lot of different ways.
Let me ask you this. Who, right now, I'm not talking about, 5 years from now. I'm talking about right now. Who would you rather have? Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow?
Oh, that's good.
We can't really go wrong, but.
Yeah, Herbert, now, like I said last week, I was like, hold the phone on Herbert a little bit, okay? Sure. I think we're getting carried away after 3 or 4 of these starts, and I do think there's an element of that anyway, even with Burrow, and that's kind of what I always have fun with, even with Kyler Murray and something. Like, wait a minute now. Let's just see. You get a little more of a sample. People figure people out, but that's a good, tough question. Tomorrow I'm going to ask Kyler Murray or Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Whoa.
Because of their number 1 pick status, right?
Yeah.
Each of the last 2 years. But I tell you, Herbert does look calm, cool, and collected, but Burrow does too. I would probably take Burrow. Well, Burrow's Joe Cool, man. But I don't know if there's a wrong answer here.
There's not a wrong answer. It's a good
question, not a wrong answer.
Not a wrong answer at all. And you brought up a great point that I just kind of thought about with the Bengals now, too. You said with Justin Herbert, you have Keenan Allen, right? You have a veteran receiver. Obviously, that helps out a lot. Well, look what they've done right now to Joe Burrow and those weapons in Cincinnati. Right, like he's got A.J. Green, who's obviously a veteran receiver, and he's kind of having a resurgence a little bit. But he's also got, the cat from Clemson. I can't think of his name.
Higgins.
Yeah, T. Higgins, thank you very much.
Playing
very well. And then they have Tyler Boyd, who's one of the best slot receivers in the game right now. So he's got, Mixon was in, but now they got Giovanni Bernard. So he's got a lot of weapons at his disposal as well. And that's kind of the trend right now. These rookie quarterbacks who have guys to throw to, whether it's rookies or experienced guys in wide receiver, it's making a difference,
and they're
Brent.
putting the ball in their hands.
Yes.
Right? Burrow threw it however many times. Herbert, that was all Herbert.
Yeah.
Josh Kelly, who?
Yeah.
Right? Didn't even matter. Yep. Josh Allen, by the way, has this to say about Justin Herbert and playing against him.
He had a good game. He got the ball off pretty quick. I feel like up front we got to him pretty fast. So he got the ball out when he needed to, and he scrambled when he needed to. You can't ask for nothing more right there.
That is Josh Allen. Herbert was very impressive in that second half. I mean, everyone I really did tweet that. And after that, he was lights out. He made 3 great throws. He ran 4. I mean, terrific. And I did think he was a bit off early on. I mean, I think that's what it looked like. And he critical moments. You got to give him a lot of credit for doing that. All right, it's a miserable Monday, melancholy, whatever.
Manic. Monday,
Could
Bengals.
Just had this sponsored by the Bengals.
Yeah. Say what? Oh, there'd be this year.
First Coast Bumper said not miserable because Packers got back on the winning path. Who cares about the Packers? Austin
Texans.
Doesn't.
I mean, I really don't care, yeah.
David says, it's not part of the Sunshine and Rainbows Club. We are live. Have a great day. Look forward to hearing it.
Come on, Brent.
No, come on. We want to be
that
miserable.
Brand at, man? People are depending on you.
Josh says you're the only truly miserable if you have some kind of hope. I'm convinced the Jags find some way to play themselves out of the top 10, honestly. The only thing worse than being bad is being perpetually mediocre.
That is deep.
That is deep
right there.
But he's kind of right. You can't be if you're satisfied with this, then it's hard to get yourself miserable. And you know what? I had a little bit of that in me in the last 24 hours. I was entertained. I couldn't be as miserable as I the first 20 minutes I was ready to just never watch anything again.
Yeah.
And it changed a bit. So I get his point there. Jimbo says, apathy prevents me from complaining about the Jags. I missed too many putts today, so I couldn't break 80. That's Jimbo. He's golfing every day. DB says, it's not that we're consistently bad, fellas. It's that we can't even be competitive through the halfway mark. All I want is something I look forward to watching on Sunday into the fall. And like clockwork, we're back to talking about the draft in early October. And yes, we are.
Not wrong.
Tony, 6 straight games and headed for 7. All Hallows Eve said this ought to go well.
It could be worse.
Let's see. What do we got here? Carlos. Some of us don't get miserable anymore. The moment you realize that this team does not deserve it anymore, it's freeing. You start seeing the big picture. The apathy. Don't be miserable, people. The team does not deserve it. See, the apathy shown by the cons. Don't be miserable, people. The team does not deserve it.
Yeah.
And Saul Saul says, oof, you sure about this, guys? Could get ugly out here. It actually hasn't got ugly as I want. We got to make this a thing, and then maybe it could get ugly.
You going to make it more ugly?
Yeah, we kind of want to make it ugly.
Okay.
We have a dump button.
Yeah, we do.
So what are you miserable about? And nobody wants to really tell the truth, I guess.
Well, I don't want to use the dump button, by the way.
Listen, that first meeting on the couch is a tough one. It's got to be a little icebreaker.
Well,
that's what this is.
And you have to
Don't
peel
be
back
afraid.
the curtains, man. Like, it's hard to...
Well, listen, you had a little truth-telling moment when it comes to bachelor parties on Friday. That got you in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, what else is new, though?
Hopefully that worked out okay over the weekend.
I still have a place to sleep.
Yeah.
So let's just say that. Now, it could be a couch. It could be a bed. Could be a floor. Could be my car.
Yeah,
but I'm still sleeping. All right? I'm still getting my 8 hours in every single night. Listen, when we talk about, and listen, we hear you out there, everybody, right? I think like a large amount of this fan base, it's to the point where it's like, well, we're used to this. We're accustomed to this. We're desensitized. It is what it is. Expectations were low this year. Expectations not getting met, but we're accustomed to this. I guess, and I don't know if it's the player in me. I don't know if it's having come from Wisconsin. I don't know if it's having played in Chicago when, we weren't that good. And obviously we heard the outcry of the media and the fans because there is tradition there. But there's not a lot of fan bases that would tolerate what's gone on the past decade. Right? And I'm not calling Jaguars fans soft by any means. I think Jaguars fans are amazing. And there's a reason why I live in Jacksonville. There's a reason why Jacksonville is my home base right now. I love the people here. But to sit here and think that it's okay to lose year after year in the way that you're losing, it's not okay. And and I don't like hearing people say, we're used to it. I get that. And listen, they have a better reason to say it than I do, right? Because, I played here, but then I got away and then I came back. So I haven't been enduring the losses like a lot of fans have. But, at the end of the day, man, it's not supposed to be like this, I guess. Right? I want to have a megahorn and, lead a cult and just be like, you guys, wake up, wake up. It's not supposed to happen like this year by year.
Yeah, but can't do anything about it until something gets done in that building the right way, whatever that is. The suggestions are there. When will they do it? How will they do it? I asked on social media, should they fire Marrone this week? 77% said yes. They obviously want to see someone go, some changes, but even that wouldn't fix it until sometime next year, even if you hit a home run there. We'll talk more about it. Also, got to talk a little bit about James Robinson. There is a positive or two. We'll have it on ESPN 690.
You remember that special Camry purchase I was telling you about? The one that Arlington made that could put you behind the wheel of a Camry you really want? Well, in a matter of days, they've gone from 132 Camrys to just 99 on the lot. They're going fast, and so should you to Arlington. It's the Today's the Day sales event going on right now at Arlington Toyota, and their special purchase of new 2020 Camrys has gone from 132 in stock to just 99 that remain. That's how good the deals are. Make today the day you save big at Arlington and buy a new 2020 Camry at 0% for 60 months plus no payments for 90 days. And with every new vehicle purchase from Arlington, you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Plus, you can buy with total peace of mind thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange policy. That's 30 days to love it or exchange it. Want a new Camry? Then today's the day to get 0% for 60 months plus no payments for 90 days. But they're going fast, so don't wait. Shop safely in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/today's the day for full details.
As the seasons change, there's one thing that never changes: the importance of clean drinking water. A Connecticut system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. Now that's clean, and that's also why our family has a Connecticut system from CGC Water. Yours can too. Right now, CGC Water is offering a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. Connecticut Premier Softeners are non-electric and have twin tanks, making them super efficient, saving you money. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember, this is a limited time offer, a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. Financing available with approved credit. Just call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Hey, does your car still only play CDs? No Bluetooth? No CarPlay? You've got an old car, my friend. You know what's better than an old car? A less old car. Get a car or truck that's new to you with a great used car loan from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Get pre-approved for a loan and shop at any dealership in town. Get a low rate and get rid of that old car today. Apply online at 1to1fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our Best Wellness program. And welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
Say hello to your new secret advertising weapon, your own branded mobile phone number. StarStar Mobile provisions vanity mobile numbers prefixed by **, providing audiences an easy way to reach your business. Give it a try now by dialing ** Mobile from your mobile phone. That's ** Mobile. When prospective customers see your offline or online ad and they dial your branded ** Mobile number, ** Mobile helps to convert them through text, voice, and online communications. Give it a try now by dialing ** Mobile from your mobile phone. That's ** Mobile.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all drop our phones. It happens. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless now offers this new Platinum Unlimited plan that includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, plus 20 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of cloud storage, and more. All on the best network. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Assurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course we can help you with that oil change. Doing it yourself is a great way to save some money. Right now you can get 5 quarts of Castrol GTX high mileage motor oil and an STP oil filter for $28.99. And we've got even more ways to get it. Just order online with our next day delivery or free same day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions at AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN690, a Cox Media Group station.
Is not good for the Browns. Star receiver Odell Beckham Jr. expected to miss the remainder of the season with a torn ACL in his knee, and it will be a long road back for Beckham, notes our Keyshawn Johnson.
Probably won't be at full strength to the end of November of 2021. So now you start to think about all the snack, crackle, pop, the things that Odell brings to the table, whether it's running reverses, the fast switch, all of those sort of things when he gets the football in his hands. I don't believe that you'll see the same Odell Beckham when he returns that you see right now.
Keyshawn of Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mehenti. Patriots quarterback Cam Newton on WEEI said today he's approaching this week as if his job's in jeopardy after being pulled early in the fourth quarter of the loss to the 49ers. Newton, 98 yards passing, 3 interceptions. Coach Bill Belichick had said he's absolutely sticking with Newton as his starter. Patriots visit the Bills on Sunday. Purdue football coach Jeff Brown planning to return to work Wednesday, should be back on the sidelines Saturday at Illinois. He'd been self-isolating since testing positive for the coronavirus more than a week ago.
We're back on Tuesday, recapping the Bears and the Rams from Monday night. I'm telling you, Nick Foles has a lot to prove in this game tonight. Join me, Jay, Will, and Zubin, Tuesday at 6 Eastern, ESPN Radio, ESPN News.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
I think there's a level of disappointment, when you're not being able to make plays and do all that. Don't mistake the effort on the field for the body language on the sideline. I think it's hard after a game, to not feel upset when you've worked so hard and you put everything into it.
That's Doug Marrone. I mentioned this before the break. and we had a poll. Doug Marrone, I pushed out there, hey, should Shad Khan make a move? My belief is Shad Khan, if he was going to make a move, would make it probably today, maybe by like afternoon tomorrow, if there was going to be something. But it's usually a Monday move. That's not something you kind of stew over and sit over. You either know it or you don't. I'm not convinced, this is just me talking, not convinced that the Jags wouldn't have made a move if that game kept trending the way it was in the first 20 minutes, because that was disgusting. Yeah. I mean, that was just awful. I remember tweeting this. Think about where this offense was in the first 2 weeks of the season, and you're like, hey, this offense pretty good now. It's kind of fun. To that looked like a Gabbert-led offense where you couldn't do anything. Yeah. Like you couldn't. It really did. And so...
But at least with Gabbert, you had Maurice Jones-Drew for the year. Yeah, but he ran the ball, but then you had James Robinson towards the middle of the game.
Pretty ironic, right?
Exactly. But I'm just saying from the first couple drives, it was that bad.
And I'm not even saying it was all on Minshew. I'm just saying like a broken offense. It looked like a broken offense. They couldn't... 4 3-and-outs? 4 3-and-outs? I mean, you can't even mistakenly get a first down in 20 minutes of play. I mean, the Chargers aren't that good on defense. I mean, they're okay, but they're not that good. So... if it had trended in that direction, I wonder about today. I really do. I think today could have been a busy Monday. But I also always go back to, and I will always say, because I've heard him say it, he doesn't believe middle of the season changes do much. And now if you look at Houston and if you look at Atlanta, they got an immediate bump and they've lost a couple since.
Yeah.
So is he wrong? I mean, do they help?
I mean,
by the way, I'm talking about owner Shad Khan.
No, I mean, I think they do help, to be fair, with the Houston situation. I mean, Houston played Green Bay, and then they played at Green Bay where Aaron Rodgers was kind of ticked off in the last game.
And they played Tennessee prior to that, maybe?
Yeah. So, I mean, they played two good teams, and obviously the Falcons, once again, probably should have beat the Lions, but Todd Gurley had other plans.
But same old problems, though.
Same old problems. Yeah, I mean, every team is constructed differently. Does it give you a bump? I truly believe that it does. I think that it shows, listen, guys, we're making this change now. And, like, just seeing a change happen in that locker room, it kind of reinforces the fact that it's not acceptable. I'm not saying there's any players in the locker room that think, well, let's go ahead and lose another one because that's what we do. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying when you fire somebody, that changes a culture, that changes a dynamic, and that changes, obviously, the energy. And I think that if you were to fire somebody, it could give you a spark. Now, whether that means an extra win, 2 extra wins, who knows? But I'm just saying, in terms of focus and the task at hand, I think everything gets heightened a little bit because of somebody getting fired.
Yeah, I think so too. But does it last? Like, it gets there for a minute.
No, it doesn't always last. Like, I always compare it to, obviously, when players get cut, when you don't really see it coming, for instance. Like, for instance, Dave Garrard.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
When Dave Garrard was gone, dude, that week going into Tennessee, we were just like, was someone going to tell us what was happening? Because we were to the point where it's like, all right, we have the players over here, and we have the coaches maybe doing their own thing, and then GM over there. Like, we don't know whose side everybody was on. All we knew was we didn't see Dave Garrard getting fired. But then it was week 2, week 3, and we're like, all right, well, he's gone now. Now it's back to the same old stuff. So I do agree with you where it doesn't maybe last for long. But at the same time, it can definitely change a locker room.
Yeah. You definitely, it perks you up. It's like, whoa, what just happened, right?
Yeah.
The problem is cutting a player. The Jags don't have that player. There's nobody there that you'd be like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe they just did that. There's just not that. Mm-hmm. And there isn't infighting, it doesn't appear, even though that receiver-quarterback relationship's an interesting one right now, in my opinion. And it seems like Doug Marrone's got them playing hard. I think they're just... I think the owner is most likely, we'll see, because we don't know. We don't know what they told him. But I think Shad Khan eventually will say, hey, they said they could win with this team. They love this team. They're not winning with this team. And therefore, they don't have a job. And I think that will be eventually the front office and the coaching staff because of what they told them they thought they could do with this team and what is actually going on with this football team. But I don't think they're changing it now. And if they didn't change it at the bye week, your next chance to change it probably is in December. That's what happened with Gus Bradley, a couple games to go. Maybe they give like Keenan McCardell a chance, but Jay Gruden's going to be that guy, right? Jay Gruden will be it.
He almost has to be.
So I would like him actually to, if they did make a move in season, almost give Keenan McCardell a chance.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like we know a little bit about what Jay Gruden is. I think McCardell has a chance to be a star in the coaching ranks. I'm not saying he's ready for that, but it would be interesting. I think December's the next time they make a move. I don't think they do it now unless they surprise me in the next 24 hours.
I want to ask you this about Jay Gruden. So the past 2 weeks we've come in here and said, man, something's got to change with Jay Gruden, right? Because it was kind of the John DeFilippo syndrome. Like the first couple weeks were like, oh, John DeFilippo looking pretty good. All right.
Then people got tape, and now look.
He's got this young quarterback playing very well in Gardner Minshew. And we're kind of the same thing with Jay Gruden, where it's like, check, Visca Bingo, baby, trademarked. Copy it, see what happens. We'll come after you. But you got Visca Bingo, you got James Robinson, like you got Gardner Minshew playing well, and we're all excited to hop on the Jay Gruden train. After this game right now with LA, where do you stand? Because keep in mind, the prior 2 weeks, we were kind of low on Jay Gruden. Where's the stock market right now with Jay Gruden?
Yeah, I think Gruden finally didn't give up on the run, and that's what we're getting into right now. He finally, they were down, and they said, you know what, we're still going to use the guy that will get us going. And it took a month. Like, why did it take a month? You can still be down 16 points in the second quarter. Use that running game. Use the guy that's doing the best for you and not give up on it and not put your quarterback in tough spots because he's not playing good. So finally, why does it take that long? There's a stubborn nature here. There was even a play I remember tweeting. It was 2nd and 7. I think the Jaguars were going in, and I felt like he was getting pass happy again, and I'm like, whoa, stop. Give it to 30.
Yeah.
He didn't on that play. They ended up getting a third down completion or Minshew ran for it or something like that. But like, come on, that's the spot. 2nd and 7, get it to 30, however you want. Screen pass, delayed handoff, whatever it might be.
It can be anything with him too, which is great.
But here's the thing about James Robinson yesterday, okay? James Robinson's been fantastic. He had a little lull there. I think that was partly the games, the way it played out, the way they utilized him. Finally, he gets 22 carries. They didn't give up on the run. Hats off to them for not doing that. But I believe, watching that game, that this rookie, this undrafted rookie free agent that nobody knew about, including us, that wears number 30 for the Jacksonville Jaguars, has been their most consistent player, quite frankly. He changed the football game. He absolutely changed the football game on Sunday afternoon in L.A. in the second quarter. Jaguars are down 16-0, and he rolls over a defender. I mean, just bam. That set a different tone. Next play or 2 plays later, gets hit hard, spins out of it, 15 yards, whatever it was, a nice little run. That drive ends up finishing with him in the end zone. Then you go to the next drive and the catch. I mean, you're talking about a guy who we don't know much about. His passing, him in the passing game has been fantastic. And then when he's running into that pylon, he switches hands and scores. Super athletic awareness kind of play by James Robinson. Bam. 16-14 game. James Robinson changed the football game. Jags are back in it. This is like, hey, this is fun again. Yeah. Look at that. You gave it to the guy. I mean, it was a great moment for James Robinson. I remember tweeting. I really did tweet. Put a C on his chest. He changed the game. Like, he absolutely carried this football team. And you know what he did? He gave them hope. For the first time, I really feel like in a month, he gave them swagger. He knocked the guy on his butt. He ran him over. He spun out of another one. He went diving for the pylon and switched hands. And they were like, holy cow, man, if this guy's playing this hard, we better start playing this hard.
Sure.
I mean, it was just a great illustration of how a guy can change the game and said, come on, boys, follow me. And James Robinson, he doesn't say much. We don't know a heck of a lot about him still, but he did that yesterday, and now he's done it to the tune of over 700 yards from scrimmage. The guy has been absolutely fantastic. He is the biggest positive of a miserable season in Jacksonville.
So James Robinson is what I like to call a fire starter. And I played with a couple of fire starters in my career. Maurice Jones-Drew was a fire starter. Calvin Johnson on the Detroit Lions was definitely a fire starter. And the reason why I say a fire starter, it's because you have to watch them. Like, if you're on defense, you're coming to the bench, you're not getting water, you're not getting oxygen, because you have to watch these guys play the game of football because you don't want to miss anything. Like, you don't want to see a replay. You want to see it live. Like, you want to say, yeah, I saw that. I was there for that. And Maurice Jones-Drew, Calvin Johnson were two of those guys that I played with. James Robinson is one of those dudes. Now, when I say fire starter, I mean energy. And it seems like energy's been kind of the thesis of our entire show today, right? I mean, I'm very adamant that 4th and 2 was a bad call to go for it because you kind of sacrifice some energy. And the momentum change addresses, if you will. What James Robinson does so well, it's his style of how he goes about things. Now, yes, he's a very humble dude, a very quiet dude, lets his play do the talking, but he's a violent runner. And when you're a violent runner, let's be honest, Brent, you said it yourself, football, it's a crazy man's game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very violent game. And anytime James Robinson has the chance to lower his shoulder, he's going to do it. And that does two things. Number one, it inflicts your will on the defense and says, man, this guy's running hard. Maybe I want to take a business decision the next time he comes to the hole. But number two, it gives your teammates around you, whether on offense or defense, the energy. Because you hear the thump of those pads. You see James Robinson lay somebody out. Like, that's football in a nutshell. Take away the X's and O's, take away the spread offenses and protecting the quarterback and all this stuff and the targeting. Take that all away. And just give me someone trying to come into the hole and James Robinson running over that person. That's football. That's the game. That's how it's always has been. And that's why I'm such a big fan of it, because it's the purest thing you can do. If truck sticking somebody and saying, guess what? I'll be back again. Don't worry about it. Come meet me again and see what happens. And that rubs off on his teammates. So I love it. And I think he's definitely the biggest cog going forward right now in this offense, probably this entire team, because nobody else is really energizing this team like James Robinson is.
Here's what's crazy about it to me, all right? I feel like he's energizing this team with, again, a personality that's very calm, cool, and collected. You know, I don't mind the guys that get up. Like Laviska Shenault, he runs over somebody, he's going to let you know that he wants to go do it again. He's going to have this big smile on his face. He's fun to watch. It was a great play yesterday. Not enough plays from Laviska Shenault, to be honest with you. But when he does get the ball, he's making plays. But James Robinson's so different. They show that tight shot of his face in his helmet, and it's like, the expression never changes. And he's almost like, yeah, I'm going to go do that again.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do that again to you. Like, it's like he walks by the guy, looks at the guy, and is like, get ready for the next play. Yeah. Like, it's a wild thing how, I don't, it's just humility or just like this stone cold personality that he has. And then you add it to his style of play that has been so good. I really wondered if when he got the ball a lot and when attention started to get to him, if he would be able to keep this up. And again, he had a couple down weeks in there, and I don't know if that was play calling, not enough carries. Maybe he just wasn't as good. Who knows? Everybody goes through those games. But now that we're in week 7 and people know who he is, and they're like, hey, this is going to be part of their offense, and he's still doing this, it's damn impressive.
Yeah. Do you know who he reminds me of? And I'm not sure from really the athletic standpoint. I think this guy might have been a little faster. But you know who James Robinson reminds me of in terms of his demeanor and just his style of football? You want to take a guess?
No.
I played with him in Chicago. See, you're probably not going to remember his name because let's be honest. Yeah. Because he was never really an outspoken dude, but he just went about his business and had a great career.
I think I can picture him too. Go ahead anyway.
Matt Forte.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's who I was going to go.
Oh, I got you.
Okay.
But yeah, he reminds me of Matt Forte in terms of, and listen, I don't know James Robinson personally, but a guy that just goes about his business.
I see.
Personality. But every single time he delivers a blow, that's what Matt Forte did.
Yeah.
And, and he wasn't the guy to like let you know about it. He just, I'll be back because I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. I can run you over and I'll see you again.
I did this comparison earlier in the year, and I kind of did it like if you, I took his combine numbers and all that kind of stuff. And I'm telling you, it's not that far off from Mojo. His style to me still does remind me of Mojo. He's so that low center of gravity, the huge trunks. He wants the contact. He initiates the contact. He runs over. I mean, his runs look a little bit like what I remember some highlight runs of Maurice. Now, Maurice is faster than him. Sure. And I'm not even saying he's in Maurice's category. Maurice is one of the best players all time here in Jacksonville. But in talking about the style, and then style personality-wise, obviously totally different.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's hard to connect the two. But I still feel like this looks a little bit more like a rolling ball of butcher knives kind of running style and style of play. I just said the question on Twitter, and this might be like blasphemous, and I'm kind of waiting to be like, are you out of your mind responses? We'll see if it happens. Is he the best rookie running back in football?
Right now?
Yeah. I'm going to give you some guys because there's some good competition here, okay?
Yeah.
There's Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah.
Of course, and he's in Kansas City. My point with Edwards-Helaire is he's not being asked to do like what this guy's being asked to do.
The exact same thing. But in terms of numbers, right now it's James Robinson.
And the numbers are pretty strong for Helaire, too.
Are they?
Edwards, I mean, they're pretty good. I think 550 yards and 194 receiving. So he's actually got more from scrimmage than James Robinson does. Let me give you a couple more. DeAndre Swift the last couple weeks has really picked it up.
Yeah, he had a good game.
He's picked it up last couple weeks. But he hadn't done too much overall. I mean, consistent-wise, so he's better than him, at least on the whole landscape of the season.
Funny how a guy picks it up when they play the Jaguars.
Of course, that's happened before. Jonathan Taylor, how's he done?
How's that Cardinals offense done in general? Not good.
Colts.
I'm sorry, I said Cardinals. Yeah, Colts. I'm sorry, Colts offense. Yeah, I mean, I think he's kind of underachieved. I think the Colts fans would be the first one to tell you that. But I just think, I don't think Phillip Rivers. The way that offense is running right now, it's not what they anticipated, let's just say.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's another accolade for Robinson because it's not like his quarterback's playing unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Cam Akers has been hurt.
Yep.
I'm going through the first couple rounds of picks. J.K. Dobbins really not doing as much as everybody hoped he would do, right?
No. Well, they're like a running back by committee, though, too.
Yeah, he's got 154 total yards, but only like 30 touches on the year for them. And I'll give you one more, A.J. Dillon. And by the way, Joshua Kelly was picked in the third round. He did nothing yesterday.
Yeah.
So you can make the case. This undrafted rookie free agent who's setting all these kind of records for undrafted rookie free agents.
Yeah.
He's maybe right now, I would say he's the most consistent player on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if he's the best player on the Jaguars. I would say he's the most consistent. But I think you can make the case, it'd be a good argument, that he is the best rookie running back in the game. And he didn't get drafted.
I broke this down in my video a little bit after for the observations. Listen, and once again, I'm the least guy to be sunshine and rainbowy or whatever, but at least I think going forward now that you have a lot of draft needs, obviously. You're going to have some free agent needs, but a running back isn't one of them. Like, I think James Robinson is the future now at running back.
Yeah, and
how could he not be?
It's a position that gets dinged up, so you're going to want to be deeper, right? Yeah. And to be honest with you, I know they and I understand that's a little caveat there, but Zigbo we haven't seen much from, and they were high on him.
Yeah.
And we're not going to see him because I think he's going to go back on that with the hamstring. It looks like it's nagging again, so that could be an issue for him. But
they also like Rock Armstead, too, and unfortunately he's been sick.
And how about that story, huh? Yeah. Rock Armstead with the COVID-19, which I think talked to some folks today, a little surprised that the agent obviously would put that out there to the national guys. That's something that if you look at the COVID-19 stuff, everybody was supposed to kind of keep quiet on the personal nature of it, unless the player wanted to come out and say it. Agents, teams, others weren't supposed to say much. Mm-hmm. And it looks like the agent kind of said something to the national guys to come out. But we actually wondered it last week. We were just talking about it.
Correct.
What's up with him? Boy, you hope it's not too bad. Obviously, it's been quite a bout with Rock Armstead.
Agent that's probably listening to our show, obviously. He's like, well, Brett and Austin are wondering what's happening, and I got to come clean with it.
So let's tell Ian Rappaport.
Exactly. That's a good point. That's a great point. But no, I mean, listen, I'm not saying it's bad that the agent told, but I'm glad we have some kind of clarification.
Yeah.
Right now, it would have been better coming from Rock Armstead himself. But it goes to show you, man, like everyone reacts differently from what we've been told to COVID-19.
Most severe case in the NFL.
Yeah.
It sounds like. Again, we don't know details, and we're not going to get any details until Armstead wants to give us more details. But the Jags are not going to give us more details.
I just hope that, obviously when the smoke clears and, he gets better, he can kind of share the story a little bit. And
I bet he will,
see like what he went through because it's crazy.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear. A couple other quick things before we go to break. Devon Hamilton thought he showed up. That's a good sign. Chaseon's still but I like the scene after with Bosa. That's pretty cool stuff.
You like that?
I can sign up for that.
Sure.
Henderson still
Yeah.
Chenault has moments. I just don't think we're seeing him enough.
Not enough.
And Daniel Thomas showed up. And Barch, I know he got mauled on the one play, but I don't know how he played overall. At least he's in there getting reps.
Yeah.
Again, this is about these young guys now. You got to find some.
Yeah.
You got to find some out of this huge class that play well. James Robinson wasn't even one of the draft picks.
Listen, you know how I feel about Barch playing guard, but are the Jaguars doing themselves a disservice? Because Cam Robinson's on a contract year, right? So let's say Cam Robinson, whatever, they don't bring him back. Wouldn't you rather see if Barch can play left tackle?
Yeah, but I think,
not?
honestly, I think they like how Cam Robinson's playing.
Okay, so they can bring him back.
I think right now he's trending toward coming back. Still got half a season to go, but I think that he's going to come back. Do you see? I think he's playing pretty decent.
If they're going to bring him back, I would not be surprised whatsoever.
Yeah, I feel like he's playing okay.
Cool.
All right, we'll take a break. We come back a little bit on the World Series. The best calls from Saturday night from all across the world. We got to figure out which one was the best.
Okay, I
because
like
that game was wild at the end. And give me one thing from the weekend for sure. That's on the way on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jack Jacksonville and Orange Park.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
Happy Monday. I'm Jake Mitchell. The Jags dropped another heartbreaker yesterday, losing their 6th in a row, this time to the Los Angeles Chargers, 39-29. Rookie James Robinson continues to be impressive, and there were moments that the team almost had the win. Coach Marrone talks about flashing, but not finishing.
We start the game. I think we have 4 3-and-outs. It's not my philosophy to go for 2 that early in the game, but I felt like the flow of the game, the way it was going, I wanted to make sure I did that. I'm trying to give this team a spark. I'm trying to get them going when we have a little bit of momentum, and, I think those are critical the times that you have to be, right on it and focused, and you have to execute. And at the end of the day, you can go ahead and say, player, coach, that's on all of us, and it starts with me.
In the World Series, the LA Dodgers took a 1-game lead, and Game 6 is on Tuesday. If you're working from home and want to listen to ESPN, tell your smart speaker to play ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Fair to partly cloudy skies tonight with some fog later on as temperatures drop into the upper 60s. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jack's Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Beard's Diamonds 40th anniversary sale. Save up to 40% off store-wide till November 30th.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you were injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Nothing is certain except death and taxes. And your appliance is breaking down as soon as they're out of warranty. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we can't help with the first 2, but we've got the third one covered. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have been repairing appliances for more than 35 years, with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For quality repair at a price that's fair, trust Atlantic Coast Appliance. AtlanticCoastAppliance.com. That's AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
Is your business losing sales from the current pandemic? Are you trying to remain in touch with important clients? If you're struggling with questions like this, you're not alone. Many small businesses are currently in a severe crisis and need immediate assistance. As the nation's premier organization supporting small businesses, SCORE offers webinars on a variety of topics that can help you manage through this crisis. Click on the Take a Workshop tab at jacksonville.score.org and register today.
The First Coast is booming. With interest rates at historic lows, there has never been a better time to call Brandon Ponsel and his network of local experts at Jack's Coastal Homes. You can visit them at jackscoastalhomes.com or call them today at 904-206-9480 and mention ESPN 690 to receive up to $2,500 towards your closing cost. Need to sell? Powered by the unparalleled technology of EXP, Brandon will guarantee the sale of your home in under 60 days, or he'll sell it for free. The First Coast market is on the move. Are you?
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Now this is a stimulus package. You could be driving away in a new Ford F-150 or a Lincoln Aviator from Bozard Ford Lincoln. Watch for the word of the day between 6:30 during Action News Jacks this morning. Text 46757 and you could qualify to win. Plus, every day we're giving away 2 $100 gift cards to the new Ford's Garage restaurant, located outside Bozard's new Lincoln showroom. The Drive and Dine giveaway. Weekday mornings on Action News Jacks.
Did you know breast cancer kills more than 41,000 people every year in the U.S.?
That's 113 people every day.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
My community means everything to me. That's why I joined the Army National Guard. I'm proud of where I'm from, and as a soldier, I get to give back to the people that helped me succeed. The training and leadership skills I get from the Army National Guard help me every day when I teach young people and look out for my community. If you'd like to learn how you too can serve part-time in the community you love, visit nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Florida Army National Guard, aired by the Florida Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Donato's Pizza is proud to support the Florida State Seminoles. When it comes to pizza for game time, we can suit any taste. From 100 pepperonis on a large loaded edge-to-edge on smoked provolone and Romano, to our delicious and healthy cauliflower crust tomato bruschetta with plant-based sausage, to mariachi chicken, to the founder's favorite, and more. We offer a convenient pickup window or prompt delivery. Just give Donato's a try. That's all we ask. Order at 904donatos.com or call 904-DONATOS on your phone.
ESPN 690 wants you to shop the 904. And by doing that, you keep most of the money and jobs right here on the First Coast. Plus, local businesses give our community its uniqueness and character that makes living on the First Coast so great.
Shop the 904. Hey everybody, this is Brett Martineau. Social distancing doesn't mean disconnecting. If you're working from home or just steering clear of coworkers, keep tabs on the world of sports and Action Sports Jacks on your smart speaker. Tell your Amazon Echo or Google Home to play ESPN 690.
Brett Martineau.
I finished second, right? I lost in the championship to you.
Austin Lane.
Hey, you know what? You didn't win, okay? That's all that matters.
I didn't win.
Don't worry what you did last year. You didn't win.
I didn't win, and I auto-drafted.
That's right.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Swing line drive right center. It's a base hit. Kiermaier around third. He scores the tying run to third base and being waved home and falling down. And now they've got a call between third and home. The ball gets away. Into score Rosarena. The Rays have won.
That was unbelievable.
Yep.
Saturday night Rays win on that wild play with a error in the outfield and then a misplay at home and a Rosarena followed around the bases. I'm fascinated by this question. If it was a clean play, not the obviously that he wouldn't even have come around if it was clean out in center, but if it was a clean play with a catch at home and a Rosarena never falls down, does he make it? Or would he have been out? I think at the end of the day he would have been out. I really do. But I love kind of wondering what that would have been. All right, so that was the Rays broadcast, right? And we've got a few more broadcasts, U.S. and international.
Okay.
But you just heard that one.
Do we have to guess like the language?
No, well, you can guess the language if you want.
Okay.
The languages will be pretty obvious.
But you got to
You got to pick which one you like the most.
Okay. All right. Can we get this the American usual version again, please?
Yeah. So you just heard the Rays home team broadcast.
Okay, that was the Rays. Okay.
So now we're going to give you the ESPN radio broadcast. What with us being ESPN 690.
Okay.
So here's ESPN.
Hit me with
It's a swing and a ball lined into right center, a base hit. Kiermaier around third. It's booted by Taylor. A Rosarena coming home, and now he's caught. And now Smith drops the ball, and a Rosarena scores.
Dan Schulman right there, pretty good.
Hey, Dan, don't say booted, though.
You don't like booted?
No, I didn't like booted.
Huh.
Didn't like booted.
Term.
I know, but I think it's more a soccer term.
Okay.
With your feet.
I will say this. First of all, this is a hard play to describe.
Very hard.
There's
a lot going on.
Like, that's what we should have done today. It's like we have to describe the play.
That's what we should have done.
We'll get that tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Well, it's past.
Practice tonight.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. Yeah.
All right, so that's Schulman and ESPN.
Okay.
Now we're getting into some of the foreign calls.
See, it always gets a little more exciting when you go in Espanol.
I'm looking for energy.
So let's hear what it sounded like for Fox Deportes.
Batazo, la pelota imparable. El juego se va a empatar. Pierde la pelota en el central Taylor. Viene el tiro hacia el home. No hay nadie. A Rosarena está anotando. ¡Qué juego! En la Serie Mundial se ha empatado.
See, hey. Game over.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's really
That's
good.
it.
The greatest part of that is because I don't understand what's going on. What's being said is that it sounds in there like he says, no idea. Like, no idea what's going on here. Like he doesn't say that.
No, for sure. That's what it sounds like.
No idea what's going on here.
Listen, the energy,
The voice cracking's
I don't know
always
if you
good
had
in there.
25 Red Bulls before that game, sir. I'm not sure if your entire family's college fund was on the line for that game. You had betting, whatever the reason may be. The energy was off the charts, man. I love that.
All right, so we've got one more for you, and listen to the middle of this one because there's just like a little bit of surprise as the play unfolds. We already heard one from Tampa.
Oh, is it going to be LA's?
So let's hear one from St. Petersburg. Not that St. Petersburg.
Остается и выбивает Филлипс, а вот это уже 7-7 как минимум. А может быть и 8-7. Ну-ка. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой, 8-7.
Фантастика, фантастика. Розарена в доме. Как это случилось?
See, with all due respect, those are soccer announcers right there.
Very well could be. I don't know if they have pure baseball announcers in Russia.
What I wondered about that one, because I heard that one, I read a tweet and they had a bunch of different ones, right? And so I listened to them all. And when I heard that, I was like, was that on TV? Because that didn't seem very descriptive.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. Maybe it was like a soccer announcer. And they're doing baseball.
Yep.
And they don't really know the game that well. I don't know that. I mean, who knows? But just the pure length of the call, that was Russian, right?
Yeah, that was from St. Petersburg.
So that was Russian call versus the Espanol call.
Yeah.
The length of it is totally different.
For sure. Well, listen, I mean,
the descriptive nature is totally different.
And listen, I don't want to, harp on anybody, but Russians aren't necessarily the most lively people, I would say. They're pretty reserved and everything.
Well, that was very reserved.
So it matches the broadcast.
Can we go?
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that was a bad statement.
No,
That was
a little too much excitement for a Russian person, all due respect. Once again, to Russian people out there, I'm just saying, I've talked to a bunch of you people, and you're not that excited about anything.
People.
Yeah. There's a guy I sit with in the YMCA in the sauna. He's Russian.
Can we go? So we think the winner has got to be the Spanish edition.
Oh, it's not even close.
We'll
Spanish
give you
all
Fox
day.
Deportes
Energy
one
all
more
day.
time.
One more time.
Batazo, la pelota imparable. El juego se va a empatar. Pierde la pelota en el central Taylor. Viene el tiro hacia el home. No hay nadie. A Rosarena está anotando. ¡Qué juego! En la Serie Mundial se ha empatado.
That's so good.
So, do we have the Dodgers one or not? Because I want to hear the Dodgers one.
Steiner.
It was just kind of
Steiner's pretty low key. Like Charlie Steiner's really low key anyway.
It felt like I'd be wasting 20 seconds of your time if we played that.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
It was just okay.
And see, and this is why I can never do that job because I feel like I'm too emotionally invested into it. Like for saying that happened and the Jaguars were playing that play happened right there. I say it's baseball, but it's the Jaguars. And if that's my team, dude. When the guy dropped the ball or whatever, I would have swore for sure. I would be like, what are you doing? I go from unbiased Austin to, you just lost us the game.
Well,
I was a part of the team.
See, that's kind of what, there is a little bit of Steiner and even the Rays guys to a degree, which is okay. It just depends your style, right?
Sure.
You go college football and you got all these homers.
Yeah.
And it's okay. People fall in love with that and that's your guy. And then you have the super professional guys like Steiner, he's on ESPN stuff. He used to work with the Yankees, super professional.
I always tried to do that with my radio calls for the Armada. I like to be the more professional guy.
Yeah, and so, but it doesn't have the flair is the point.
Yeah.
If you got the homer guy is the call that's great.
Yeah.
And what I don't like sometimes is super energetic homer guy call when they're doing well, and then it's yeah, and he scored the winning run for the opposing team. There still should be a level of excitement.
Yeah.
See, ESPN's Showman's call was good. I mean, he's a neutral guy, and it was still had a ton of excitement in it. So it was fascinating. Well, Brett Phillips, this World Series has been great. I'm so into it. I thought the baseball players have been so good. I don't know why I'm into it I don't think I'm more than usual, but it's been fun.
Yeah.
And I think the series has been great. And the Rays still are just so unbelievable to me. How they do this because it's like they can't hit, but they somehow win.
We got a comment from Mr. Pico Boulevard who says, can we get the Marrone Caldwell wash-firing press conference in Russian? I thought that was good.
That was good.
Yeah.
And probably not.
Yeah, sorry.
The Brett Phillips play to come off the bench. Again, they used every guy on their bench yesterday except for Brett Phillips. And so that's what kind of story this guy is. I was trying to equate it to other sports, and I don't think you find it too much. I'm sure you do, but it felt like it's like Rudy-esque, and that's disrespectful to Phillips.
Yeah,
but at this stage of it, Like, I mean, he's played and he's been around and stuff, but he doesn't play regularly. I think they said the last at bat was 9 days ago, something like that. And for him to come up in that moment, it's why we love sports, I say. And it's really, that's the guy when you're a kid in the backyard that you're like, I hope I have a moment like this. Like, a kid in the backyard doesn't say, like, I want to be Mookie Betts. Yeah, you do want to say Mookie Betts, but you don't dream about having a $400 million contract, making 8 All-Star games, being MVP. You dream about that moment in the World Series, right? That you get a chance to go up to a bat and you make a play or a pitch or an out or whatever else. And I think Phillips was the epitome of that. So it's not Rudy-esque, but I just don't know if you get it in football. I don't know if you get it in hockey. I don't feel like you get it in basketball because that guy never gets a chance in a big moment.
No, only time he gets a chance is when the game's a blowout and then he makes a three-pointer. The team goes crazy because he made a three-pointer.
Yeah, you might in high school because a kid fouled out and he's not a right.
Yeah.
But you don't get it in like the NBA. No. I mean, it's really the beauty of baseball to be able to come in this kind of moment because your bench is so thin that you have no other choice. And he comes up in a big spot. It was awesome.
Listen, that's a great point, right? Where I don't think there's anything more beneficial or there's anything more important from the top guy to the last guy. Like in the NFL, listen, if you're one of the last guys on the roster, let's be honest. You get your paychecks and everything like that, but what are you really contributing to the team? As bad as that sounds, that's the truth.
Yeah, maybe a special teams player.
Exactly. When you have a guy, like in baseball where you hit the game-winning, home or you hit the game-winning run, like that's gonna last forever. Like that's a moment in time now from the last guy on that bench. So. Yeah, I agree. Baseball is an amazing sport.
And obviously the play was so wild. The celebration was great. His reaction is awesome. Go back and listen to some of that. Yeah. It's so good. And now we've got it 3-2, Game 6 tomorrow night right here on ESPN 690. And it looks like the Dodgers are in command. A quick note on that. Kershaw did his thing. Kershaw stuff should stop. I really thought the Rays kind of blew it yesterday in the 4th inning. But it's hard to say the Rays blew it because for them to even be in this situation, going to Game 6, still have a chance. And I think they have the pitching favorable matchup tomorrow with Snell on the mound. If this thing could go Game 7, that's all I want. I mean, I think it would be awesome to get to Game 7. Obviously, the Rays would sign up for that now, but it's been really good in the postseason in Major League Baseball. Highly entertaining. When we come back, we'll get a Gimme One Thing from you.
Yeah, big UFC weekend.
I want to mention a thing or two about college football. We'll talk more about college football tomorrow because the Big Ten did come back in a big way.
We got defense again, Brent. All is well in the world. Yeah. So you see a Wisconsin game?
Felt a little bit more like football.
Yeah,
right?
A little bit. Yeah, but Wisconsin, run the ball. All right, what are you doing passing the ball? What am I watching? If I want to see passes, I'll go to the Big 12. Do what you're good at. Run the ball.
Got a quarterback, maybe.
Well, he had COVID. You know why? He went to he had the biggest performance in Wisconsin history at the quarterback position. All of a sudden, people are like, Russell Wilson, who? So you know dang well, Graham Mertz went to every single party on State Street in Madison.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now we're here.
Madison was rocking.
Oh, they're rocking, man. Russell Wilson, who?
A little college football, a little Give Me One Thing to finish up a show. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой, 8-7.
Max Kellerman.
Irresponsible leaders in this country have put us into a position where we're sort of in a post-truth world.
You've heard him on First Take, and now you get even more Max.
And there is such thing as the truth.
The intensity.
And if these other sports want a shot, I suggest they get much more sober in their view, imitate what the NBA is doing.
The Max Kellerman Show, August 17th at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN News.
The ride you want, the savings you need. And did I mention when it comes to credit approval, almost everybody gets approved? Sounds like it's time to get it all and get over to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. Finding the best ride starts with big time selection. And at Arlington, you'll find over 750 new and pre-owned on the lot every day. Right now at Arlington, shop over 100 quality pre-owned cars to buy at $0 down and just $199 a month. Looking for a truck or SUV? Arlington's got 50 quality pre-owned trucks and SUVs to buy at 0 down and $269 a month. With Arlington's Credit for Everyone program, if your Beacon score is from 450 to 850, Arlington's getting almost everyone approved. And when I say get it all at Arlington, I mean it, because you'll also get a 30-day exchange policy with your purchase. That's 30 days to love it or exchange it. Just another way that Arlington goes the extra mile for you. Get it all when you shop pre-owned at Arlington Toyota, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com. It's late at night. Someone enters your home, but you don't know because a cheap piece of electronics failed. Would you ever forgive yourself if a family member was hurt because you chose to trust a do-it-yourself home security system with third-party monitoring? That's why thousands of customers choose SafeTouch Security every day. Your SafeTouch system starts out with a custom design to fit your exclusive needs and is carefully installed by SafeTouch's professionally trained and licensed installers, using only SafeTouch professional-grade UL-approved encryption technology, monitored by SafeTouch's UL Monitoring Center, featuring the exclusive SafeTouch two-way communicator, providing the fastest possible emergency response, and backed up by the SafeTouch halo of detection and SafeTouch crash and smash technology, all wrapped up in the SafeTouch guaranteed response time. Don't take a chance. Call now and get SafeTouch's exclusive offer of free equipment with a SafeTouch monitoring agreement. Go to safetouch.com right now for more information. SafeTouch, doing what others can't for over 35 years. Offer to homeowners with approved credit, standard installation monitoring agreement required. Terms and conditions may apply. EF 0000233, LVA 004.
I'm Thea Jeffers, owner of Breezy Jazz Club and T-Works Interior Decorating. It doesn't matter where you come from, it's possible to own your own business. But starting a business isn't easy. The Jacksonville Women's Business Center helped give me the confidence to keep going when the going got tough. At JWBC, I got the training, networking, and support I needed to help me reach my goals. To find out more about how JWBC can help you, visit jaxwbc.com.
There's a new, modern, patient-centered orthopedic practice in Jacksonville.
We believe that the patient pays money for a doctor and should be seen by a doctor.
Ortho Edge.
They're getting the most technologically available medicine there is.
Ortho Edge.
You're going to get a much better experience with your physician. We all see our patients.
Get the answers right away and more focused care and patients.
Find out more about us at orthoedge.com.
Ortho Edge.
We're in the DePaul building attached to St. Vincent's Medical Center, Riverside.
Home Builders Institute is a national leader for career training in the building industry and provides students the skills and experience they need for successful careers. HBI training programs are taught in local communities across the country to youth, veterans, displaced workers, and other underserved populations. These programs do more than just provide job skills. They also build character and self-esteem, helping to provide students with the skills they need to succeed on the job and in life. Learn more at hbi.org.
Hey, does your car still only play CDs? No Bluetooth? No CarPlay? You've got an old car, my friend. You know what's better than an old car? A less old car. Get a car or truck that's new to you with a great used car loan from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Get pre-approved for a loan and shop at any dealership in town. Get a low rate and get rid of that old car today. Apply online at 1to1fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Kellogg's helps local kids get off to a great start every day and is a proud partner of Children's Miracle Network hospitals to get kids like Alexis the care needed for life.
When I was 10, I was hit by a car. I spent a month and a half in the ICU. Children's made sure that I was going to be fine.
Join Kellogg's to provide life-saving equipment, support dogs, and therapies that allow kids to be kids. Give to your local CMN hospital at cmnh.co/Kellogg's. Together, we can change kids' health to change the future.
What's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from ESPN690 and Action Sports Jax. Your smart speaker brings ESPN690 into your home office. All you got to do is say Amazon Echo, Google Home, play ESPN690, and enjoy that succulent sports coverage.
All right, give me one thing from the weekend. I'm going to start it with this. How about that Indiana-Penn State game? Whew. I really didn't think it was a great game, a great day of games.
Yeah.
You know, boy, we didn't even talk about Florida State. We'll do that a little more tomorrow.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Florida State took a big step back. But either way, you know, Justin Fields was obviously something to see, and I think now I got a lot more focus on him, to be honest with you, than Trevor Lawrence, at least at the moment, until Lawrence comes back in the sweepstakes for the Jags. But Fields certainly is in play. You don't have to have even the number 2 pick potentially. Yeah. Giants could stick with Daniel Jones, so Fields is definitely. All the talk for 3 years has been about Lawrence, so Fields now becomes a very interesting play. Passing percentage doesn't matter anymore in the NFL, apparently, because people don't miss passes. Your guy, Mertz, and now Fields, he missed 1.
Yeah.
But, I think he did his thing, I mean, not a lot of rust there from Fields. But my give me one thing was the game of the day was certainly Penn State, Indiana. It was a huge win for Indiana.
Yeah.
I had Penn State as a sneaky Final Four pick. Well, that was wrong. Yeah. We wondered, what's up with this line?
Vegas knew.
6.5 points.
Yeah.
We're like, why is that line 6.5 points?
Yeah.
Those sons of guns in Vegas, man.
Vegas, man, they're always onto something.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, that line made no sense.
Yeah.
Made no sense. And it absolutely made sense.
Made the perfect sense, didn't it? Yeah.
But that was a wild game. Had an actual Gurley Atlanta kind of moment in it.
Absolutely.
And it allowed Indiana to come back and get the job done. But it's just an awful loss for Penn State.
Yeah. Well, and the crazy, it's the ending, right? Did he touch the ground before he hit the pylon or not? I mean, it's up for interpretation.
I don't think I thought it was the right call.
I think so too.
I think it's an interesting. The pylon in the crossing the goal line is to me is kind of a weak part of I think that's how you have to have the jurisdiction.
Yeah.
That's how you have to judge it. But it feels off sometimes, right? When the ball can just cross the goal line, but still almost fall out of your hands and it doesn't matter. Sure. Like all this talk about catches over the years in football, and it's like, well, you had to land and then take 2 steps and then finish the play and come to the ground. Well, some of that looked ridiculous. They looked like catches. Sometimes these plays look like, hey, I got the ball, touch it, boom, out of my hand so fast that it doesn't look like it should be ruled a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's one of them, but I got to applaud that kid's effort. I don't know how tall that kid is, but he was 2 inches taller on that play because he extended himself about as far as you could extend, and I actually think by the rule, they got it right.
No, listen, I think they got it right as well. And once again, maybe I'm a little biased because it was kind of an upset in my eyes, so maybe I want Indiana to win that, but hell of a game. And I don't know if it's so much of, listen, it's crazy times, it's COVID-19, like this college football year is different, or if it's just the fact that, listen, Indiana is about to be pretty good in college football. I mean, maybe it falls someplace in between, but it was a good first week, I think, overall for the Big Ten.
Yeah, well, it's good because Ohio State looks really good.
And Fields looks like he's the real deal.
But it's also good because Michigan might be good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was impressive. That was a curb stomping. I didn't see that happening. I thought Minnesota, PJ Fleck was going to come ready to play, especially in Minnesota. I get it. No fans there, but that still means something, I feel like. And, I was completely wrong. Michigan came out all guns a-blazing.
Are they really that good? Of course, we don't know who's good right this moment. It's way too early.
Yeah.
But
is Michigan really that good?
I mean,
until they play Ohio State.
Probably, right? I mean,
yeah.
Do you get the sense, though, that they could be ready to hit another level with QB play and what he's already built there anyway from a culture standpoint?
So I'll tell you this.
Are they finally ticked off enough?
Yeah. I'll say this. I'm not sure how much it means this year, but the one constant with Michigan football has been their defense. Their defense has always been playing pretty solid. Now, last year they took a little step back, but Michigan defense has always played pretty well. And I feel like they're going to have a pretty explosive offense, which we haven't really seen from them, especially at the running back position. So, if they can play cohesive football together, offense and defense, I think this team, more than any other team that Michigan's had, could give Ohio State a run for their money. But at the end of the day, I mean, Justin Fields is still Justin Fields.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Complimentary football, Brent.
Well, but at the end of the day, Michigan's win was more impressive.
Yes.
Going on the road against Minnesota and ready to make some things happen. What you got?
Yeah, listen, UFC 54, let me start off by saying that I was dead wrong. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm glad that I was wrong. So this guy by the name of Khabib, I'm not going to say his last name because I don't want to butcher it like a lot of people do. So they just call him Khabib. He's the Eagle. He is what he is. Khabib had his last fight this past Saturday it was like around 5 o'clock. I told you guys to check your local listings. But the cool thing about Khabib is that he's probably going to go down in history as maybe the greatest MMA fighter of all time. And he's going to do it as a guy who was never about the money, who was never about the flash, never about talking crap to people. He's going to do it as a guy who just followed in his dad's footsteps and listened to what his father wanted for him, pushed him to the absolute limit, and finally got to where he wanted to go. Real quick story about Khabib. So his dad taught him all he knows in wrestling, right? He's been there for every single fight. If he couldn't get a visa to go back to the U.S., he'd watch him at home. But like Khabib's dad was always in his life. A couple months ago, he passed away from COVID complications. And like it was that right there. I'm like, man, I don't know how he's going to act. I think Justin Gaethje is going to beat him just because of that reason right there. So Khabib goes out, and keep in mind, too, with his dad. His dad had the goal, and it's in every single interview that they ever did with him. His dad had a goal where he wanted Khabib to be 30-0. This was fight number 29. Okay, so I want to go back to the weigh-ins real quick. The weigh-ins happened. Khabib looks absolutely sick. It looks like he's not going to make weight. He looks like, what's going on with Khabib? Like, he had a really bad weight cut, really bad weigh-in. He makes weight, thankfully, and the fight's still on. And as he's walking to the cage, he looks drained. He doesn't look like himself. And I'm like, dude, my Justin Gaethje call plus 250 or whatever, I didn't make a bet, but I'm just saying my underdog call, I'm going to look like a genius on ESPN radio. You know, the fight happens, and Khabib does his thing. And I always talked about Justin Gaethje's not scared of Khabib. Khabib wasn't scared of Justin Gaethje because he ate all the shots that Justin threw at him and kept coming downhill. Now, a few things happened in this fight that I know we don't have much time, but I got to talk about real quick.
We got a couple minutes.
So Khabib has never done this move called a head and arm choke before, a triangle, if you will. Pulls it out for this fight. And now people are wondering, well, why did he do that move? That came out of nowhere. Two reasons why he did that move. Number one, he listened the entire week about saying how tough Justin Gaethje was, and Justin Gaethje would never tap. All right, that's what Justin Gaethje, and you know what? I believe Justin Gaethje. Khabib had Justin Gaethje in an armbar. Could have finished him right there. But Khabib, he said this to his teammate relayed that information to Ariel Helwani. I listened to this morning, actually. Supposedly what happened was Khabib put him in the armbar and knew that his family was cage side. Justin Gaethje's family was cage side. And he knew that Justin wasn't going to tap. He would have to break his arm and then keep breaking it until Justin either passed out from the pain or just called it. Khabib, so he opted to get out of the armbar. And then, mind you, this is a fight. This isn't like you're planning. This isn't a rehearsal. This is a fight. Got out of the armbar and put him in a head and arm triangle, which happened to be his dad's favorite move. Now, he's never done this move before in any competition, any fight. And 29 fights, never attempted one time. Did it for his dad, though. Obviously got Justin didn't tap. He actually got choked out unconscious. Then they called out the fight. After the fight, he retired. And he basically said this: I know that I wanted to go 30-0 with my dad. My dad's not here anymore. So he said, I don't want to do this anymore if my dad's not going to be in my corner. And he walked away. And he's walking away as probably one of the greatest Muslim athletes of all time, which means something. Don't get it twisted. But he's walking away as a guy who remained true to himself no matter what. And it's sad because he was such a great fighter and will never be appreciated because he didn't have that thing where he was, the great talker or he was the great showman. All he was the mauler. He was the great MMA fighter. And to me, he represents what MMA is all about.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable story, really. And he put his gloves in the ring, right in the middle of the cage.
And one more thing quick. So the reason he had a bad weight cut, because he had a broken foot.
Yeah, you told me that today.
Yeah, so he was in the hospital for 3 weeks before this fight. Broken foot, had a hard time making weight because he couldn't run to cut weight, so he had to do that by other means. Did it with a broken foot and a broken toe.
How much of the storyline now leaves UFC with Khabib gone?
Well, now obviously the next question comes, who's taking over for him? Yeah. And you got three guys, in my opinion. You got Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor. So, I mean, obviously the UFC keeps rolling on. They're going to be fine. But people need to admit and admire just what Khabib brought to the sport.
Yeah. Undefeated and now retired. And not the kind of guy that's coming out of retirement.
No, he's done. Yeah, he's done because it was never for the money, never for the fame. Spurs dead.
All right, that's going to do it here on a Monday. A miserable Monday at that. Man, we still had some fun. See, it's not that bad, folks, but every Monday, it's either Minshew Monday or miserable Monday. That's what you got. Coming up tonight, live, local, loud right after us. Then at 9 o'clock, the FSU Coaches Show with Mike Norvell. Not a good showing Saturday for the Noles. And tonight at 7 o'clock, Jags Report Live on Fox 30. We will have that, talk more about the Jags game on the TV side. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow on ESPN 690.
It's never been done